Happy Thursday. Captain Coder here with day 4 of Skydriver. Skydriver. Mooniz asked, how'd you like my map yesterday, Captain? It looked like it came out great. It looked like it came out great, Mooniz. I kind of want to check out the code. I didn't see you finish it live. Oh, my new camera thing. I got it. It like follows me now. Trying to keep me centered. Hey, look, it worked. Um, well, I have it so it like will follow me if I move. Oh, if I move over here, it'll follow me. Yeah, I got some new fancy stuff. It follows me around the room a little bit. I guess the rain. Well, that wasn't very smart. All right. It's not flipped. It's just that it used to be flipped and now it's not. Although I just need to. I forgot that setting. I usually like it to be flipped, so if I point left, I'm not pointing right on the screen. That said, we're back. It's a little bit flipped, and like I kind of look like I'm looking the other way now. Let me see if I can fix that real quick. That should be easy to fix. I do like it. For whatever reason, my brain likes to go the other way. Let's see here. Is there a... Hang on. Flip. You're here. So, oh no, I broke it. Oh no, I broke it. Stand by. Oh dear. Oh dear. Did I just ruin everything? Come back, please. Ah! One sec. One sec. Oh dear. Oh, this is gonna be so annoying, aren't you? You're gonna like make me... Oh, I accidentally did this last time. It like doesn't have the option to show my face again. I shouldn't have touched it. I should not have touched it. All right, let's see if we can do it real quick. Oh. Oh. Oh no. Oh no. Sad. Alright, hang on. Hang on, I can do this. I can make this work. Why doesn't it show up there? So there's an option. There's an option when I'm mirroring the camera to select the face scene, but it doesn't show up sometimes, and I have to like restart OBS or something, which I really, really don't want to do here. All right, we're gonna try. Oh man, this was a mistake. This was a mistake. Hang on. What type of device is this? Oh, a source mirror. All right, let's try this. Does face show up? No, face doesn't show up. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. All right. All right, hold tight. Hold tight. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. Stay tuned, my friends. I shall return momentarily. Rave, stand by. Stand by. We'll be back. We got to restart. We got to restart OBS. Hang tight. Hang tight. Oh, scale properly. There you go. All right, we might be back. I can't tell just yet. Whee! Look at me go. All right, maybe that'll... Am I facing the right way now? Is it backwards still? I'm still backwards. What's wrong with this? Hang on. Hang on. Transform. Horizontal. Why won't you flip horizontal? This is frustrating. I'm so fast. All right, we're just gonna pretend I'm facing the way I normally face. Why won't you resize properly? Hang on. Hang on. What's happening here? All right, I think we're there. How do I look? How do I look? Do I look beautiful? Do I look They look good. No, I got so I've been playing around with the new NVIDIA software. It has the auto tracker. It has an auto tracker, so it can track me. But it also has the fake eye contact AI, so I can always be looking at you no matter where I go. I can always be looking at you no matter where I go. You can't tell where I'm really looking because the AI makes me look right at you, looking deep into your soul. And then even if my hand's in front, I can still see you. It looks so creepy. It's so creepy, I know. All right. I was using it in a meeting yesterday. Well, it's interesting. So my all right, so my webcam actually comes like can zoom way out. All right, so my webcam actually can zoom way out like this. And if you use it like this, it's really bad. It's really bad. It gets really good. Yeah. And then, because what I can do is I can zoom in like this, and then I look real. I'm looking right at you. Oh, look at those pixel eyes. Not creepy at all, I know. All right, let's fix this. Let's zoom in here. All right, let's get the auto frame working the way I want it to. All right, follow me over here. Follow me over here. All right, perfect, perfect. All right, let's turn those eyeballs off. The eyes are too creepy, man. The eyes are too creepy. I was using it in a meeting yesterday to see if anyone would say anything. No one said anything. It's too weird. It's too weird. All right, let's see if we broke our recording yet. All right, we're good still. All right, we're good here. I don't know why it won't let me flip. See if I can break it. Flip horizontal. Why can't I flip me? Cancel. Filters. Can I add in a flip? Where's the flip? Where's the flip? Daniel, my friend, happy Thursday. Welcome back. I don't know why it won't let me flip. That's okay. We're gonna leave it. I'm gonna be facing the wrong way today. That's okay. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. You get to see me the way you're supposed to see me. Normally, I flip myself so that way I look like I'm facing my work. All right. Also, the tracker seems to be struggling just a little bit, but we're playing around with it today. But welcome aboard. Welcome aboard. Happy Thursday, everybody. It's Captain Coder. Oh no, is my ticker not working? Ticker. Oh, let's try that. It didn't save my settings. There it goes. There it goes. I got the ticker to work, Mooniz. I didn't even know I could do it that way. Well, I knew you could do a local file, but I didn't know that it would serve it. I didn't know it would serve it on a web server because it has to have a web server to read that file. Anyway, the more you know. The more you know. We're on day 4 here, SkyDriver. Daniel, good luck with your one more class. Good luck with your one more class. I know at the end of the day, you're always really wanting to get there. Just want to get to the end of the day. I'm such a morning person. A lot of people aren't morning people. I'm such a morning person, and this term, I teach a class that's like at the end of the day. And that German, this auto tracker, come on. Auto tracker, track me better. I might have to turn this auto tracker off. It likes to follow my hand. Did you follow my hand over here? No. All right. Well, we'll see if we can stay in frame. Yell at me if I'm out of frame. Oh, wrong way. All right. Let's see here. Come on. Frame me. All right, we're gonna do that. I'm a super morning person. Good morning, Mike. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. I've already said it like 7 times today, but saying it one more time. Saying it one more time. Happy Thursday. Thanks for hopping in. So nice to have you here this morning. We're gonna hop in. We are on day 4. Day 4 of SkyDriver. Day 4 of SkyDriver here. All right, so what do we have so far? We have all of the not all of the mechanics, but all of the basic mechanics that we're gonna want. Mooniz helped us with that sweet background We can move left, we can move right, we can hop, we bounce. All those fancy features. We can drive. We got a sticky floor. Well, there's a little bug there. I think I know how I'm gonna fix that. We can respawn. All right. The sticky floor slows us down. Then we got the super speed floor. And we got the explosion floor. And then we got the normal floors. All right. So pretty sweet stuff. Pretty sweet stuff. Today, what are our goals today? We got to do a sign on here. Let's get a sign on going. What are our goals? I already kind of thought about it a little bit, what I want to get done. But we are trying to get our level builder working, implementing our level builder. And by level builder, I mean like the code for a level builder, not like a like UI level builder. That'd be a lot of work. That'd be a lot more work. But today we're gonna load and parse the file. We wanna be able to read it from the resources folder so people can put in, ooh, thank you, Muniz. Thank you for posting your map calculations on Discord. I'm really looking forward to checking it out. We're gonna load and parse the file from the resources folder. This will allow people to like add their own, I believe this will let people add their own maps into, what's going on with, my camera has like an extra little garbage on it. Oh, this is gonna drive me nuts. This is gonna drive me nuts. That's okay, that's okay. We're gonna just deal with it today and then I'm gonna get it all fixed. It's, so I have the chat over here on my face, on my facing, and then it's being mirrored over here so you can see it in my face video as well. so that's a little bit annoying. We're just gonna deal with it. We're gonna deal with it. We're gonna try not to be too crazy today. All right, so if we can get it to load and parse the file from the resource folder, we'll be pretty happy. And then, oh, Moon has even added comments. Bravo, my friend, bravo. Then we're gonna implement a level builder controller. It's gonna let us take the level from the level builder data object and actually place platforms in the scene. That's our goal today. If I can get that done, I'll be very, very happy. I don't know if I'm gonna actually be able to get all of that done. Welcome to Lurk Mode Core, but some bonus features. I want to add a custom editor that allows us to specify the file in the inspector. And I don't think this will be that hard, but add a little button that we click it and it'll like render it so you don't have to click run. The game doesn't have to run, you click build in editor mode and it'll draw the map out onto the screen so you can play around with it. So those are my goals today. These are my goals. I'm gonna get this in my sign on. If you're not on the Discord, you're welcome to join us on the Discord. Hang on, let's shrink that. You're welcome to join us on the Discord. This is where I do my sign on. I'm gonna encourage you to do your sign ons here as well. Or somewhere. Don't have to do them here. We can do them somewhere. Look at Daniel up here, signing on, signing off, getting Daniel's goals in. Nice work, my friend. Nice work, Daniel. All right, so here are our goals for today. I'm gonna add in that my primary goal, level builder. And for getting everything you wanted to get done, Daniel, let's see if I can type your username. You got so many numbers in there. 100 points to Daniel for finishing, for signing on, signing off, getting all of that work done. Congratulations to you. Nice work, my friend. Nice work, my friend. Let's say it one more time. Nice work, my friend. Third time's the charm there. All right. All right. Give me just a sec. I got to step away just, 7 seconds. 7 seconds. I'll be right back. Thank you for your patience. I am back, and here we are. We're gonna hop in here, and go ahead and close this. We had started this a little bit. No, Daniel, thank you. Thank you for being a developer. Thank you for learning to code. Thank you for growing and learning with us, and thank you for being here. Daniel asked, what is the little statue in the back? That one there? There's a couple. There's a couple. Let's see here. Mm. Interesting, Muniz. Are you sure? I think I have to do it with a. If I do Dan. Oh, look at that. Good to know. Good to know. I thought I had to put the @ symbol in front to tag it. Yeah, I got some. I got some statues here in the back. I got 1, 2, 3 statues that I see. All right, come on, camera. Follow me better. Follow me better. Maybe. Maybe. All right. Well, we'll just show you because you're so nice to me. We got some statues here. This one. This is from Dark Souls 2. Dark Souls 2. The this is like the special edition of Dark Souls 2. All right, look at that guy. Boom. Boom. He's going to wreck some of them. Yeah, yeah. This is pretty sweet. We'll put that one back. And then we also have down here, we got the Game of Gnomes. Garden Gnome. Less sick, but also awesome. Also awesome. It's a little dusty. All right. And then what else do we got? We got a dragon. Here. This is also from Game of Thrones. All right. Now, oh, yeah. Rad needs to. We got to get him to do that. We got to say, hey, Rad. Rad, we got to get. You got to have a special edition statue. That's exactly what he needs. All right, let's hop in. Thank you so much for asking, Daniel. Thank you for asking. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to share. All right, so here is the idea here. We have our level. We want to define it sort of an ASCII. Not necessarily ASCII, but text here. It's going to load in to our level builder. We're going to parse it. We're going to load it from a file. Okay, so I'm pretty sure there's a magic directory in Unity. So you're doing a Unity project, you have a magic directory. It's I think you have to name it resources. Let's double check. Unity resources folder. The resources folder. All right. The resources folder is a common. All right, here we go. Here's the documentation. The resources folder is a common source of many problems in Unity projects. Improper use of the resources folder can bloat the size of a project's build, lead to uncontrollable excessive memory utilization, and significantly increase application startup time. I guess we got to be careful with it. While the problems that this folder make is less suitable for production applications, it can still be useful for fast prototyping. For full production of new projects, you should usually use the addressable package for asset organization. If you have an existing project that uses the resource folder, you want to use the folder for a prototype, you can use the asset bundles and resources series of articles to understand more about organizing assets in the resource folder. Use the resources article from this series to learn about the problem with the resources folder and how to use it properly if you need to. Oh, this is interesting. I thought this was sort of the way you let people add stuff to your game. A park maker in your game. It's a lot of work. Yeah, yes, level editors and stuff. Kind of a lot of work. But we're gonna make a really, really simple one. Let's see here. Resources. Oh, I don't want to run this whole thing. I thought we could do. All right, well, we're going to cheat a little bit. We're going to cheat just a little bit. Oh, my scene's all like broken because I've adjusted things. My chat's all not right above me anymore. Hang on. It's going to drive me nuts here. Let's see if we can do that. Where's my webcam? I'm shimmying around again. All right. If you want to load custom things, you need to add that manually, but you'll be able to replace things in the resource as well. Well, we'll do that for now. For now, I know if there's like a Unity engine I can load from resources, right? Using Unity engine. So what I want is I want users of the program to make their own maps, and like then you can load them. But we'll figure out how to do that. All right. So 1 sec. This is driving me nuts. I gotta move this chat real quick. I'm just gonna shimmy it. I'm gonna make it just a little smaller so it's not showing up on my face on this one. All right, there we go. All right, so we got Unity, our load from file. Hang on. Resources dot load. All right, so resources dot load. We can do like a text file, right? Var level resources load as text asset. Text asset. Yeah. So it'd be, we have level1.sdr like this. And so it'd be a text asset. Oh, this should be file name. Hang on. Let's stop being a liar here. This would be file name like this. And this will be like level data. All right. And then level data dot text. I can just get it this way. All right. So we're gonna, is this just gonna give me back a string? All right. So then we'll say for string level data equals, this will be our text asset. Text asset. And we probably need to do a thing like checks, make sure it's, you know, a real thing. Okay. Let us, it'll return null for now. We're gonna have to loop through this thing. We're gonna parse through it. The idea is it should just have, it needs that each should have seven columns. Well, it doesn't need to have 7 columns. At most 7 columns. If you have more than 7 columns, it's gonna be a problem. All right, so we're gonna do a, this is interesting. This is interesting because I think we wanna do dot split. All right, so it's gonna split on new lines. Do I have to tell it what I want to split on? Cannot convert. This will be our level data. It's gonna let me know how big my array is gonna be. All right. Let's think about it. Yeah, because then I want to go column by column. I need to go column by column. Ooh, nice, Daniel. I've never done that. I've never done that on Itch. Daniel has set up payouts on Itch, so Daniel can now receive donations. That's nice. So we got level data here. I'm gonna split it in. The idea is we need to like scan from we're gonna start at the bottom row, right? So our levels, my idea is that this is sort of the bottom. This is the beginning of the level, sort of, and this is the end of the level here. Okay, so we got a beginning of a level and we got an end of a level. So we want to start at the bottom and work our way up and go by column. All right, so for int row equals 0. Row is less than level data dot length. So we're gonna go through each row, and we're actually gonna start at the bottom. But row 0 is like the closest to us, so I think we want to keep that in mind. So we'll do a little translation to get the like row data. Row plus plus, and we're gonna do for int column equals 0, column less than 7. We've got 7 columns, column plus plus. All right, so we're gonna loop through the rows and columns, and basically we're gonna go all the way up a column, and we need to like chunk it out. Looking for, let me think here. Should we want to find, we want to do a grouping, right? We want to group chunks of similar letters together. And well, what we could do is we could actually take each column. It might be a little bit easier to turn each column into sort of a linear string and then use a standard parser mechanism where you have a queue and you just pull things off the front and have a standard parser. I think that might be the way I want to do this, is I might want to have a private function here. Goku YT says, hi. Hello, Goku. Welcome aboard, my friend. Happy Thursday. Welcome aboard, Goku. Happy to have you here. How are you doing today? So my idea is that I'm going to actually take each column and parse that. So it'd be nice to take sort of take these strings and transpose them into the other direction, and I just parse each one across. So I could be lazy in this way. I could be really lazy like this. So I'm going to go through loop like this. All right, so so it turns out that this is an inefficient way to loop through stuff, because now we're doing column by row. If you're not familiar with spatial spatial locality, turns out this is much slower than if I did a row column, right? This is much slower than if I did row column. So I actually might want to do the following like this, where I'm going to build up a list. All right, I think I want to do the following. Lists of, yeah. I think I want to do the following just for like quote unquote good practice. I'm doing a list of string builder columns equals a new list. The autocomplete needs to get a little bit better. All right, and we're gonna just each one of these things we're gonna put a new string builder in each one. And so we're actually going to just put 7 string builders in here. Can I do a allocate that way? I think I'm going to do, all right, we're going to do enumerable. Can I do system.enum? Hang on. I want to do a system.enumerable. We got to remember how to do this though. C# enumerable repeat. Enumerable, what do I want? System.link. Oh, duh. Using system.link. All right, so I want 7 string builders. So I do enumerable.repeat. All right. New string builder. Interesting. 7 times. Is this going to repeat this thing 7 times, or are going to construct a new one 7 times? String builder. To list. This is interesting. I don't know if it's going to actually construct. Can I do a function here? I don't like that. Let's go look at the documentation for this. Generates a sequence that contains 1 repeated value. That's what I want. I actually want it to create a new string builder for each one. Okay. So I might need to do we have an overloaded constructor for repeat? We don't. So I think instead I'm going to do a range. All right, we're going to do .range start at 0, count 7. And then, yeah, that's exactly what this is going to do here. Exactly. We're going to do that like this. Yeah, so that's what this one's going to do is range. We're going to call a string builder. So we create a new string builder each one, and that turns it into a list. Then we got a list of string builders. All right. So then here, we go through and we're just gonna add in that string in each one of these things. We could also, we don't necessarily need a string builder for this. We could actually make this like a character array. We know how many characters there are going to be. We actually know how many characters they're going to be. So we might actually do a character of length level data dot length. So this might be the better way to do it rather than doing a string builder. Instead, we have the character length like this. I actually think I like this better than doing the string builder. All right, because now we can say, okay, all right, for our columns, our column at row is going to be equal to And basically, we have to check to make sure that this string, so it's going to be level data at that row. And in fact, we want to like invert our rows a little bit here. Dot length is greater than, no, if it's less than our column, then it's just a blank. Otherwise, it's level data row column, like that. But our rows kind of, we want to go backwards. Let us, we're going to start it here at -1. Greater than or equal to 0 and row minus. Level data on the reverse or something if you want to start from the bottom. Yeah, I can just do this. Oh, that's not what I want. That's not what I want. That is going to end up in the same way. I want the rows to be backwards. So let me think. What would that be? We would have 0. Daniel says, for some reason when I open code through Unity, it doesn't open the entire folder on VS Code. That's weird. So for me, it opens up sort of like the project folder. Yeah, we could do that. That'd be easy. To array. Boom. Easy peasy. O of 1 because, oh no, it's O of n. It's O of n. We do have to loop through all the things a couple times. That's okay. We have fast computers. We have fast computers. They're lightning fast. We don't have to worry about it. All right. Then we pull it out like that. All right. And then now I'm going to do a thing where I basically say parse each column. All right. So, I'm going to do a for each array column. Yeah, I don't think we have to worry about it too much, right? Right, and if we, there's an easy optimization to this where we just do the calculation down here. But this is the way of the programmer. Why make things more complicated than they need to be? There's no reason for it. There's no reason for it. All right. Then we're going through each column in columns, and we're going to say parse column. Happens once, could be a loading screen if that's the case too. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal. I don't think it's going to be that bad. Part of me wants to make these queues just because I want to write a parser, right? So I want to write a method that says private. We're going to basically just like a parse that says, okay, for everything in here, pull off the piece and decide what to do next. And so a standard parser sort of looks like this, in which you have, rather than doing a char array, if I did a queue, I could follow a really, really standard, nice pattern for parsing. So I think I'm actually going to make this a queue. Queue of char. Here. This will be a queue of char. Like this. And then we'll do dot enqueue like this. So this will make a little bit more sense momentarily. This is our column queue. And we're going to write a method here that's going to essentially be a parse column. And it's going to take in our column like this. Private static. Ooh, this is interesting. This is interesting. Void parse column. It's going to take in a queue of char column like this. We need to actually have started our level builder here. This needs to have, because we're in a static. Alternatively, I could like make a like instantiate a queue or a level builder, but we need a level builder before we get down here. So right here is going to be sort of level builder equals new level builder, and we can either, I think I'm going to make this like this, builder.parse, and then at the end of the day we pass the builder here. Is that what I want? Or do I want parse column to produce platforms? Maybe that's what I want. Parse column should produce platform. But essentially we're going to pull a character off the front of the queue. Come on, camera. All right, I'm going to have to disable that because that's driving me nuts. Thought it'd be nice to follow me around, but not so much. All right, so we are going to remove a character, and then we sort of decide what to do when we remove that character. Real quick, I'm going to disable this this auto frame thing. It's driving me crazy. All right, disable auto frame. And instead, oh, now I'm all off to the side. Hang on. All right, we'll leave auto frame on. Well, so I'm trying to follow an actual, so parse column is going to do one thing. It takes off a single character and sort of like adds, it says, okay, we're going to look until, so parse column sort of is going to decide what it's going to do. So you call parse column when you're not sure what the next thing is. And I think what it's going to end up doing is it's going to produce like a platform like this. All right, so it's eventually going to produce a platform, and it's going to take things off until it's done, until it finds the end of a single platform. And we're going to end up with a while column dot count greater than 0. We're going to parse the column. So I think this is what we're going to do. Parse column, and that's going to be a platform to add like this. All right. And it's going to pull things off. Why is this? Let's make this static. All right. So this is going to look at the first thing. It's going to keep pulling things off as long as it's the same character, and then it'll be able to produce where you are in the queue. So there's a little bit of information that needs to be stored in it as far as what we're gonna do. But the idea is gonna say, okay, when we go to parse it, we say, okay, well, what's the first thing? What's the first thing? So if the column count's greater than 0, there's something to pull out. All right. And so we're gonna say column. Exactly, it's parsing just part of a column. That's exactly right. So that's why we say, okay, well, there's still stuff left. So this should be called parse platform. Parse platform. Thank you. All right. So we're going to pull out. We're going to find the first thing. So we're going to say char first is column dot dequeue. All right. We might even do a peek here. All right. So we're going to do a peek. And we have our little helper here. So we can do platform type dot we wrote this fancy type here as platform. All right, so we're gonna do a peek dot as platform type. All right, so this is gonna be our platform type. And really I want the character, hang on, char ch. And we just pull things off. We say, well, so we say int count equals 1, and we say, well, ch dot pop or dequeue, sorry, not ch, column dot dequeue equal to ch count plus plus. And we also got to add in a column dot count greater than 0, and And then we have everything we need there. And I actually think this should be 0. All right, so we say, look at the character so we know it's coming. And then we count the number of characters that we have in that row. And then we're gonna get the platform type. This is why I decided I wanted to use a queue, because it's just easy to pull things off. Queue is a very nice standard way to make a parser. And so we kind of start to say a parser is a thing that consumes strings and produces things in strings. It produces a parser at the end of the day. Anyway, don't worry too much about that Dr. Seuss-esque rhyme. All right, so our type here is going to be ch.asPlatformType. And we can return a new, and there's a little bit of information we're missing here. We're going to return a new platform. What is our constructor for platform needs to exist. Let's create a constructor here. Public platform. We need to have sort of the int column, int start position, int length. So we're missing these two things, right? So we're gonna have to accept those two things as well to be able to do it correctly. And I like the idea of having, let's do platform type and length first. I kind of like that. And then we sort of need to figure out the column. Go with lowercase letters here. And this dot type equals type. This dot length equals length. Man, I wish records were working in. Oh yeah, we don't need that. This is my Java. In Java, you like want the suggested way is typically to put this in front to be explicit. C# is like be less explicit. Be less explicit here. All right, so in our level builder, we're pulling these things off, and so we're gonna say type count is the length, and then we're just gonna pass in which we're gonna, as you know, part of this we're just gonna tell it which column, and our current start position, I suppose, that we want. Okay, so we're gonna say int column is accepted here and int start position like this. So if we have that, column, let's change this real quick. We're gonna rename this into our column Q, and we'll call this column. Like that. All right, so we just got to pass that information in. For each column Q, int column equals 0, column plus plus, we say we're in this column, and then we sort of need to keep track of where the next start position is. Start position. So before we start each one, start position will be 0, and then based on that we do start position plus equals to add dot length. There we go. Is that right? So 0 to 7, and then we would start at index 7. Yeah. Okay. So we should be parsing. I said we're gonna write a test. We're gonna write a test. There's no reason for this to not be public, I don't think. And in fact, it might make sense to actually write a class called, platform parser, or even put this inside of the platform class. A parse method might actually make sense here, where we sort of accept a string and then something along. I don't know. We're going to parse a platform from this queue. And then sort of like a parse column would return a list of things, but we don't need to get too crazy with it. So we do a public static void parse column. It's going to accept a queue of char, column queue, and a level builder where we're going to add them in. Or we can make this return a list. I like passing in the level builder here, and we're going to modify the level builder. And this is just going to look like this. Well, I guess we have to tell it which column we're in. Int column. Okay. And then we add in this here. So this might actually make a traditional for loop might make more sense here. Since we have like this column variable that we're tracking and incrementing anyway, I think it makes more sense to use a traditional for loop. So we'll rewrite that in a sec. So then we're going to do parse column, column q, comma, column, comma, builder. All right. So just a nice little abstraction there to make this method read a little bit better. All right. Load from file. We probably want to break this out a little bit. I'm not 100% sure, just because this is getting a little bit wordy. Or, oh, let's think. Should I just make this called parse? Is this already too many levels of abstraction? Let's make this private. We don't need that to be public. We can test it through this method call. Let's think here. Let's think here. Do I want to pull this out? Parse platforms. I'm just gonna make this parse all of them like this, and return a level builder. We're just gonna put all of this inside here. I think I'm okay doing this. I think this makes more sense. It puts it all together. Columns. And then we'll return builder at the end. And right here we do builder dot add, well, we'll have to add that builder dot platforms dot add to add format. And right here we say parse platforms columns, and we'll call this columns, column queues, and rename this to column queues. Okay, I think I like that. All right, loads a text asset, parses the platform. We'll keep this private as well. And load from file. We'll toss this in a helper as well. List of queue chars like this. Parse queues. And it's going to take in a string array level data. Return column queues. And then this will be a list of queue column queues equals parse queues level data. Just a little bit, in my opinion, a little bit easy to read top to bottom of what exactly is happening. So take the level data, we split and reverse it, then we parse the queues, then we parse the platforms from those queues. So just logically breaking it down into chunks. All right, I think I like this. Let's write a test. Let us write a test. To do this, I actually have to add in a test. I'm gonna have to turn these into assemblies. All right, so I have to add in a test assembly. Let's come into our assets folder. I'm gonna create a test assembly folder. Call it tests. G, my friend, happy Thursday. G says, good morning. I'm making lunch right now, and I'm doing some playing and developing, so I'll be lurking a bit. Have fun. Oh, I will have fun. Welcome aboard, G. I hope you have some fun as well. I hope you have some fun as well, my friend. All right, so we have a test folder here. And this requires me, I believe, to, all right, let's create a new, all right, because in my scripts, I have a builder folder. So I'm going to mimic that. So I'm going to create a folder called builder. And I'm going to create a test. I'm going to create a test builder level builder test. And I think by default it cannot see it. I think I have to, but we're gonna check and find out. I think it can't find it unless I add it to an assembly itself. Because I think if I add this to the namespace that the level builder's in, it will not be able to find it. So if I try and do level builder, yeah, can't find it because it's not an assembly that it can find. So there's some weirdness that we have to do here. This is always interesting to me. So in our scripts, we have to create an assembly here. All right, assembly definition. And it's going to be called our, never quite come up with a good name, but we're going to call this SkyDriver. This is the SkyDriver assembly. And this sort of adds everything inside of this folder into this. And now this assembly needs to reference all of our dependencies. So we have to add those in. And I can never quite remember how to do it. Oops, that's not what I meant. So I might have to go look at what I did last time. Assembly references. So I think we add them in here. So since we are using TextMesh Pro, I'm gonna have to include TextMesh Pro. Okay, I think I remembered this. And then the input system, I'm assuming it's this one. We're gonna see if that fixes it. Apply. Okay, will not be called because it has no scripts associated with it. Test, yeah. All right, so now our test assembly, we want it to reference our SkyDriver assembly. Okay, so now it referenced our SkyDriver assembly. We should be able to reference it. Now it sort of says, oh, I know about the things inside of this. All right, let's not touch that by hand. That's a nightmare mess. All right, and although, let's see here, let's format. We should level, I might have to reload that file. Let's go to our tests for it to actually find it. Level builder B. No, level builder B. All right, and tell it to load. Yeah, so now it's aware of that. Why isn't, do I need a reload? Let's try reload window. Okay, so now it's detecting it. Now it's detecting this stuff. Writing test is good, Mooniz. Writing test is good. I really, no real game developer does that. Radar, my friend, happy Thursday. Welcome back. Welcome back. How are you doing, Radar? No real game developer does that. You would be, all right, so that feels very true. That feels very true. But But if you've ever been, so as a software engineer, I've worked in companies. I've worked in companies where, testing has saved you, right? I guess if you're working by yourself, it's less important, but you break your stuff on accident all the time. I always say, you are your own worst enemy as a programmer, and you should, I, you got to baby proof it. You got to baby proof it. Um, Today's our country's Republic Day, so it's a holiday, but I'm late, I think. Yeah. So tests are always annoying until they save you, and you're like, oh, I'm glad I had that test, right? So that's really what it comes down to. I hope you're enjoying your holiday. When you say you're late, do you mean you're late to the stream? You can never be. Well, I mean, I guess if you missed the beginning of the stream, but you're always welcome here, Radar. You're always welcome into the captain's crew. All right, give me a second here. I gotta wipe my eye. I think I got a little bit of beard oil in my eye. Believe it or not, I put oil in my beard to keep it from getting all dandruffy, and then I didn't wash my hands well enough apparently, and got a little bit in my eye. I think that it might be coffee in my eye as well. I know. I don't know if I like it. It seems to not work the best. All right. Huh? But yeah, it does that face tracking cam. We also got, you missed it, but the same software. I got the new NVIDIA software. We got the eye contact mode. All right, come on up. So you'll never know if I'm actually looking at you because it's AI eye contact. Ooh, you'll never know if I'm actually looking at you. It's a little too creepy, so I don't like keeping that on. The eye contact mode is interesting. I told my students yesterday, if I have to track you down, she didn't turn something in, we're gonna have to have a meeting. I'm gonna leave the eye tracker on the whole time. So I think that'll scare them into getting their work turned in on time. Okay. So this test is we are testing load from file. Saw that webcam in Dell laptop. Yeah, it's part like NVIDIA. It's built into like the NVIDIA software, which is cool. I had to update to the latest driver, but it's kind of cool. It's in beta. Level builder test. This is going to be our test load from file. Okay. And really, yeah, it's NVIDIA software. It's like NVIDIA Broadcast. So it's built into the NVIDIA, which is kind of cool. I thought that was cool. I'm actually going to do a public static level builder load from string. Level data. This will be a little bit easier to test. Which camera do you use for your stream? Let me answer that in just a second. I gotta focus just for a second here. Text. And this is gonna just be a return load from string text asset dot text. All right. So I just wanted to do that before I got too. I didn't want to get too distracted. I needed to focus there. NVIDIA Broadcast great software. So my setup, I sort of have a couple things running. It's probably too much. So I have an Elgato microphone, and so for my audio, I actually use Wavelink, Elgato Wavelink. So it lets me add like filters and stuff to it, which is nice. That's not the filter button. There's some good filters on here for like noise reduction and clipping and all that stuff, which I really like. So for audio, I use Elgato's Wavelength, which has been working really well for me. When my system boots up, there was one time when my system started, I think I opened OBS too fast, and so Wavelength wouldn't start up, but I think as long as I don't get too hasty with starting OBS, it's fine. In OBS, I just started using NVIDIA Broadcast. This is how I turn on my eye contact. Ooh, eye contact. But I like this auto frame. I think I like the auto frame. I got to play with it a little bit more. Oh, and you're asking just which camera? Which camera? I have a here it is. I have this camera. Well, let's switch here. I have a come on, a Nexigo 4K camera. All right, pretty nice camera. I think that's what you were asking. I just got confused here for a moment. And I have a basic Elgato Wave microphone, which is really nice for my purposes. I also have, my girlfriend and I are kind of musicians, so we have all sorts of crazy microphones, but this is a USB mic. I didn't want to have to set up a bunch of XLR cables and stuff. If I wanted really clean audio, I could do it, but I'm not doing any kind of music recording. So I'm not worried about voice recording. This seems to work just fine as far as removing noise and the gain working. The camera I have here supposedly has it built into. I just haven't done it, and so I should probably just use the built-in one for this camera. Yeah, so the cameras, when you zoom all the way out, it's crazy. It's crazy how wide it is. And I'm kind of fat, and so I don't like how wide it gets. I'm not fat, but I'm a little chubby. I got some body on me. So when I went to this camera, I was like, oh, that angle is really wide. It's not the most flattering of angles there, is it? That's okay. I love my body. I love myself, but I am in the process of working out. I gained a lot of weight last year, in the last 2 years. So I had, my heaviest was like 12 years ago. I weighed 285, and I got down to like 195, which was great. And then the last 2 years, I've gotten back up to like 235, 240, and I getting back down to 200 is always a little bit hard for me. I just got to get back into it. Definitely too heavy. From like a health standpoint, I'd like to lose about 35, 40 pounds. The doctor wants me to lose like 60 pounds. The doctor wants me to be at 180. But what does the doctor know? It's not like they have some kind of health degree. Daniel, welcome back, my friend. Welcome back. Happy to have you back. How was class? I think you were in class. No, you took a shower. I'm not going to ask how your shower was. That feels like a little bit too intimate to ask. All right, so we're going to test load from string. And we're going to put together our test string here. This string feels a little bit too hefty. So we're going to build a simple level. We're going to build a very, very simple level. So we're going to do a string builder, maybe. Maybe I can do that. We'll just do a string array. String array level data equals. Can I just do this? Well, let me do that. Yes. All right. So we're going to build a very, very simple level. It's going to have a little bit of everything. We're going to have a couple rows here. Jackie, my friend, happy Thursday. Welcome back. Thank you for that emoji. I love it. Muna says, I do a lot of bouldering. It's so much fun and it's a great workout and everyone is so social and it's just a great time. I agree. I used to go bouldering when I lived back in Connecticut. I haven't lived in Connecticut for a while. But back when I was living on the East Coast, well, actually not even Connecticut. It's before I moved to Connecticut, I was doing a lot of rock climbing. Three times a week. 3 nights a week for like 2 to 3 hours. The best, most fun exercise I've ever had. I'm doing very well, Jackie. Thank you for asking. How are you today? Welcome aboard. I'm happy to have you as part of the crew today. All right. So we're just going to do the following. What are our different platform types? Here. So glad to hear you're doing well, Jackie. Daniel says, I use a Trust camera. I think it was $30. It's 1080p, 30 frames per second. It doesn't have many features and no separate program. Look, $30 camera that's 1080p. That's not a bad deal. It's not a bad deal. I think this camera was a bit too expensive. But I wanted to have a little bit nicer for stuff. MMO Pug, look at that pickle go. It's peanut butter jelly time. That's right, peanut butter jelly time. S. All right, so we need to get a little bit of everything. B space blank B S T 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. We just happen to have enough. All right, so we're gonna make sure we can get 3, like a really simple. It's gonna be like simple level. And so we'll write a very simple test load test simple load from string. All right. And so we should be able to do level builder dot load from string. String dot let's do the following. Can I do this one? Let me do a string join new string array. There we go. So we got our simple level. Simple level. All right. And this should be a level builder results. Results dot what level builder does not have any accessors. Does not have any access. We want to be able to just get these back out. So we're going to add a property for this. So we'll add in a property public list platforms, and this is going to have a getter that's going to take our platforms and just copy it to a new list. So it's going to make a copy of it. So we want to be able to get it out, but we don't want to be able to like fiddle with it, add new things to it. I probably did, Daniel. There's a lot of stuff going on, but Daniel said back. And yesterday you were in class, and that was yesterday. Yeah, so I apologize if I missed a message of yours. I do my best. But I also try to stay focused as much on my project too. But I love chatting with you, Daniel. I'm so glad you're here. I love having you here. Right. Where are we at? All right, so we got this results here. And now I want to check. Oh, you took a shower yesterday. So you did have class. Where were you today? That's okay. I just missed exactly what you went to do. They blur together. Does anyone else's days just blur together on you? Definitely how I feel sometimes. Gets a little fuzzy. That's okay. Results here. We want to get our lists. But yeah, Daniel, if I missed a message, let me know. I'm happy to try and respond. If you want to post it again, I just repost it because there's a lot of message scrolling back up. It might be hard for me to find, so I apologize for that. But we want to make sure that the platform contains it supports this thing called Stripe, which allows you to take payouts for businesses and you don't have to be 18 plus, unlike PayPal. Oh, interesting. Stripe, you don't have to be the 18. Be careful with that, Daniel. You don't want to accidentally make sure it doesn't reveal your address. So one thing that you got to be careful about when you take donations and stuff through there, I don't know if it's going to show it, but it might show your address. I use Stripe as well, like my company, but I do it through my company, so it doesn't reveal my home address to people using it. So be careful with that. You don't want to accidentally share your address with someone unintentionally. That could lead to negative consequences. But yeah, Stripe is great. I love is a strong word. I use Stripe and it works really well for me. Okay, let's see here. We need to be able to determine if two platforms are equal. So we're going to generate an equality check here. So I want to be able to determine if two are equal. All right, so if we come up here, generate hash code and equals. I think this should work nicely. They both have to be platforms, columns match, positions match, link match, type match, and then their hash code. Nice and easy, nice and simple. You just need Guardian's signature after you get the money. That makes sense. That's interesting. PayPal, you have to be 18. I remember using, and this might be when I remember using PayPal when I was not 18, but that was years ago, many years ago. I remember being really excited because I could sell stuff on eBay. And maybe I wasn't allowed to do it on eBay when I was 13 or maybe 16, I'm not sure. But it could be different from country to country as well. Yeah, getting people to play your stuff on itch can be a challenge. If you're in a game jam, you can get lots of people right during that game jam during the voting period, but trying to get it out and promote it is hard. Even if it on Steam, anywhere it's hard. Building a following is hard. All right, so here we are going to check. All right, so we're gonna have one here. We gotta check this column. So we'll say platform generic is equal to a new platform, and it's a generic. I love that Smab taught me about this. Smab, if you're listening, thank you for your generosity. When it comes to money, you got to be really, really careful. You don't want to fake anything when it comes to money. In game dev, you fake everything. You got to fake it till you make it, right? Daniel says, you can technically still use PayPal with a fake age, but connecting debit card is the problem. So here's the thing. I used to have a PayPal debit card and had it connected to my bank account and stuff. It's either when I was 13 or 16, I can't remember. And I'm sure this is back, long time ago, before things were cracked down, because I had like an eBay account. I had all kinds of, I was like trying to start my own business when I was young. I started programming when I was young. I started freelancing when I was 16. I was on like freelance websites. And so I'm wondering now, I was like, how many, was I just ignoring that or what was going on? But I also was reporting taxes, right? So in the US, if you make more than $600 a year as a freelancer, you have to report it and be self-employed. And I've been doing that since I was, 16. Yeah. All right. So we're going to do generic platform, length 3, column 0, start position 0. So do some basic things here like this. And let's add one more above it. I kind of want to swap these out. So rather than copying all those, we'll do X, F, T, space, S, B, star. All right, like this. Just to see if this is working. I'm sure they've changed a lot. That's exactly right. I'm like 90% sure they've changed it quite a bit since then. But, it was really not, I was very motivated by money when I was younger. I'm a lot less motivated by money now. That said, I have a stable income. When I was a kid, I didn't have, a stable income. So it was like, I really, really wanted money to buy. I remember wanting to buy, I don't know if anyone ever played Dance Dance Revolution, but I wanted to save up money to buy a Dance Dance Revolution arcade machine to put in my garage. That was like a thing that was like highly motivating. So I worked my butt off one summer to do it. And then I ended up not getting it because I realized, oh, wow, I could, I started, anyway, it was like $4,000 or $5,000. I have DDR pads and stuff too. I have 2 DDR pads here. I have a Raspberry Pi that's set up just for DDR. I love DDR. That game is, I love it. I love it. That said, I decided, once I had the money, I was like, well, I worked so hard for this, and there's no way I'll get the value out of an arcade machine in my garage. So I ended up realizing how silly of an idea that was. All right, so we want to say that results, assert contains generic result. And really, we want to do a couple things here. Can I not? Result dot platforms. Yeah. Making money from game dev is hard. I get $0 from game dev, and from streams I get a few cents from ads. Yeah, that's the whole reason I haven't turned on ads. I'm not motivated by the money in that regard. Part of me is, I do plan and I run summer program and stuff. Part of this is like more of a, in some ways at this point, I didn't start out wanting to advertise anything, but in some ways I'm planning to sort of like advertise myself and some of my summer programs, my game jam, that sort of stuff as I move forward. But more than anything, this is just fun. This is just fun for me. If I'm being completely honest, I'd be up in the morning working on this stuff anyway. I might as well do it with some people that I enjoy. Might as well do it with the captain's crew. And you, Daniel, are part of the captain's crew. So I thank you for being here. All right, so we want to assert that it contains it. Result, our level builder result. Oh, okay. So I want to say, we should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 14 platforms total. All right, so we should do result assert dot r equal 14 result dot platforms dot count. So we want to assert that there are 14 platforms in this level, and then we're gonna go through and basically manually check each one. Moon is, I earn between 1 and 5 cents in ads every time I stream, making them dollars, all right? Making those fractions of dollars. Thumbert's Games, my friend, happy to have you here. Happy Thursday. How are you doing today, Thumbert? How are things going on your project? You're working on a project, right? You're in the process of putting a game together? Oh, I'm so sad. I got some beard oil in my eye, and it's killing me. It's killing me. So I apologize that I keep touching my eye here. I'm trying to get it out. Makes me sad. All right, but we're gonna take a break here in just a second. 15 minutes. We're gonna take a break in 15 minutes. So we're gonna see if we can finish writing this test in that time. All right, so we have a generic. We're gonna go ahead and build up each one of these here and test it out. One thing. All right, fun little fact. You can do you can add these curly braces. This is called a body. It's called a body. You can just put random bodies in your code. And there's a little trick I like to do with these bodies here. We're gonna rename this to platform. I think we can do this. This variable platform only exists inside of this body. So I can actually copy and paste this without getting a compiler code, and then change the platform here. So this is a fun little, I don't know what the right word is, but it's a fun little thing. All right, so we have a generic platform. Then we're gonna have a none platform, and this one's gonna be in column 1. Is that right? Is that what the argument is? Column, yeah. So this is like a nice little thing. If I could also write like a loop to do this, but in a test, I wanna be very explicit about what I'm doing. So boost to sticky 3. Thumbert says, my project is going well. Working on a drag race tournament manager. That sounds cool. Are you making a racing game? Daniel says, I've gotten 1 sub and a few bits, and all that was only on 1 stream, but I'm thinking of setting up donations. All right, Daniel, safe travels, my friend. As always, you're welcome back anytime. All right, we got 4. And this should be our tunnel. And then we'll get a racing simulator. What are you doing for the racing physics? I found that implementing racing physics is incredibly difficult. How are you implementing the racing physics? Are you doing it by hand? Are you using a library to do it? It turns out driving physics are really, really interesting to implement. And the thing is like NWH vehicle 2. So is that a library? This one is going to be a fire. And then the last one's going to be an exit. It's an asset from the store. Cool. Is it a free asset or a paid asset? And it's okay if it's paid. People that make stuff. Yeah, so I wanted to do a racing game with my students a couple years ago, and it turned out the racing physics were crazy hard to implement. It makes sense. I like started looking into like how car physics work, and so I'm like, wow, cars are amazing, and the physics that get applied are super cool. And like vehicle engineers to be able to make cars be able to withstand, you know, the sheer force is really, really cool. It was really, really fun to think about. But decided it was like way too crazy of a project without some kind of pre-built library, so I ended up abandoning it a little bit. All right, so now we have these ones. I'm gonna just copy this down here so I can make sure I get these right. And this is almost certainly not gonna pass on the first go, but that's the idea with the test, is it helps you quickly test it. It's a paid asset. I'm curious. Would you be able to post a link to that? I'd love to bookmark it. I can also look it up. But if you happen to have a quick link to it, I'd be grateful. All right, so we got a platform. This one, all right, so this time we got exit, fire. All right, so exit now. Our starting position should be 3. Thank you for that. Let me get that in here. Just a moment. Copy link. Beautiful. Not even that, only $60. That's not bad. I've seen some assets on the asset store that look awesome, but they're like $300. So let's see, is there like a wish list option that I can know when this is on sale? Does anyone know? Can I add things to sort of a wish list? It's minus 44% for you. Lucky you, Daniel. It goes on sale. But yeah, is there a button where I can get like a notification? If I hit this heart, do I get notified? Oh, I'll have to do it on my logged in. Heart it. All right, I'm gonna heart it on my other, my browser where I'm logged in. Awesome. Yeah, ye old Taurus King. Thank you very much for the information. Listeners will notify. Awesome, because I would love to have this. This would be great. Well, here's the problem. If I want to use it with my students, I have to buy lots and lots of seats for it. I might write my own racing game though. I love racing games. Need for Speed games are fun. Maybe I'll send an email asking if I get an educational license. That would be cool. Awesome. Thank you so much, Thumbert Games, for sharing. But yeah, racing physics are kind of what's the word I'm going for? Racing physics are complex. There's a lot of nuances in racing physics. Dramulks, Yield, Tarskin, thank you so much for your assistance in helping me understand that. I appreciate it very much. Hard to do, yeah. Let me stutter some more. So we're gonna do fire. This is gonna be column 1. And it should be 2 length. Start at 3. Yes. Okay. Fire. Tunnel. None. Sticky. Sticky. B is for boost. Oh. B is for boost. Today's episode is brought to you by the letter B. B is for boost. Let's see here. We have, and then generic on the end there. This will be 6. All right, we have a test, which is testing if we have this text file, does it load properly? Does it load properly? And we've manually built out what it should look like. And hopefully we get some passing. My guess is we are not going to get a pass to start out. If we do, then we can do a happy dance. We'll do a happy dance for that. But my gut's telling me that, you know, hard to implement things properly the first time. Window, general test runner. Let's just blop that in there. Play mode test. Oh, interesting. Interesting that these are play mode tests. I didn't mean for that to happen. It should be okay though. Run all. Ooh, interesting. I think I want to switch these to edit mode tests. All right, we did fail. How do I make these edit mode tests? All right. Inspector. Do I have to do? All right, one sec. I think play mode tests. I'm scared of play mode tests. Testing, assembly folder. Oh, I think I need to do the following. Let's call this play mode. Or let's do tests. I don't know what to do. I think I have to do here. It's like create script, test script in current folder. Edit mode scripts can only be created in editor test assemblies. Create a new, oh, not what I wanted to do. Create folder, editor, test. All right, here we go. Create edit mode test assembly folder. All right, so I think I need to do this actually. Editor test. And then I need to put my editor test, and then you have like play mode test in another folder. All right, so let's move. All right, let's close this real quick. Close you level builder test. Closing the level builder test. Test here. Move you into our editor tests. All right, and then we have to make this reference. Yeah, it's upset. I know. Calm down, editor test. We got this. I'm gonna add in our SkyDriver. Apply. And building. We're gonna build it. All right. Yeah, so now the other one doesn't have any tests. We'll figure out how to do the play test, but that's okay. That's okay. So if I reopen this now, I might have to reload this window one more time. Editor tests. Sweet. Seem to have got it. I go to my test runner. Now when I run these, run all, it doesn't like cause my game to run. One or more children has errors. Okay, that's close all. Level builder test. Reload window. What do you mean? One or more children has errors. Let's set this to have a timeout 5000. Description tests. Loading a simple string. SkyDriver.builder. Oh, I didn't open this up all the way. Index was out of bounds.
All right, that's what I was expecting. All right, so we have our test written. We're gonna take a break. We're gonna take a break. I promise I'll be back. I promise I'll be back. I'm out of coffee. I'm out of coffee. I need to get, this beard oil thing's bothering me a little bit, so I'm gonna wash my face. It's gonna be a little bit longer than normal, but I'll be back. I'll be back. I'm sorry that you'll have to wait, but enjoy the sweet lo-fi music, and we'll be back here in about 3 minutes. All right. I think I'm better. Got myself some coffee. Got some coffee. Got a refresh on my water. Washed my face. Hopefully my eye will stop watering now. Ye old Tars King, thank you for the welcome. Thank you for the welcome back. Thank you for being here. Thanks for hanging out. We're gonna do a quick stretch. Try and take care of ourselves a little bit. All right, so join me a little bit if you would like to. Got to take care of ourselves a little bit. I would like to encourage you to join me in a nice little stretch here. But we're gonna do a little bit of upper body stretch, right? So we're gonna reach up high and go to the left. Reach up as high as you can. Just pull yourself this. So we're gonna hold it for 30 seconds. You should feel it in your body here, all the way up. Don't hurt yourself. But I'd love for you to join me in a nice stretch. Stand up. Get that blood flowing. Take care of your body. Take care of yourself. Love yourself the way you deserve to be loved. All right. Oh, that's good. 10 more seconds. Yeah, get a nice little stretch in here. All right, now we're gonna go up the other direction. Instructions unclear. My foot's stuck in the dishwasher. Oh no, Moondez. Oh no. All right, so go the other way. Pull it up. Stretch it out. 30 seconds. Hold it. Should feel this all the way from your back, all the way up through that arm. Isn't that lovely? Isn't that lovely feeling that muscle? Don't hurt yourself though. If it hurts, you're stretching too hard. Stretches are supposed to be nice. A little bit of pressure, a little bit of stress, but they shouldn't hurt. They should feel beautiful. They should feel lovely. All right, let's bring them back in here now. Oh, that's good. That's good. All right. So now we're going to do the same thing, but sort of to the middle here. Just reach over, pull back, and this stretch is now, it's rather than being all the way down in your body, sort of more across the body here. Just pull it in. Pull it in. See how far you can stretch. Maybe push yourself a little bit. Don't hurt yourself. Maybe push yourself a little bit to that little slight discomfort. That's your muscles getting a little bit more limber there. But this is going to help prevent RSI, repeated stress injuries. If you're at a computer all day, you're sitting down all day, if you're in the same position all day, it's really hurting your body. Oh yeah, my camera's getting that nice stretch in. Hang on. Let me turn on the eye contact here. We're going to turn on the eye contact mode while we stretch. See how that does. All right, so now it'll look like I'm looking at you, even though I'm not. All right, how's that eye contact? Is that making you guys nice and comfortable? Is that helping you? Is that helping you stretch? Is it helping encourage you to be stretched? I hope so, because that's the goal here. All right, we'll bring it back in here real quick. All right, so now we're going to go down into the left. Down into the left. All right, so down into the left, just like that. I'm going to keep making that eye contact with you. That AI-generated, NVIDIA software-generated AI contact. It's perfect. If I scooch back a little bit, here, let me scooch back a little bit so it works even better. Are you enjoying that? Are you enjoying the way I'm looking at you? All right, we'll go down and to the right now. I hope you're enjoying it. I hope it's giving you everything you need, all that motivation to help you stretch yourself out. Oh, feels good. Should feel good. Okay. We'll bring it back in. We're going to shake it out. Shake it out. All right, so now we're gonna do some shoulder rolls. All right, so just roll that shoulder back. Roll that shoulder back 4 times, maybe 5. Let's do 6 times. So let's bring it forward. Bring it forward. Don't worry, I'm looking right at you. I'm helping you stay motivated to get that blood flowing. Now switch arms. Now go to your left arm. Roll it back. Ooh, yeah, that one's good. This one for me, I got a little bit of something going in here, so I can really feel it. Oh, that's really good. Oh, then we'll go forward. All right. Perfect. All right, we shake it out. Good, Dramulks. I really do hope people take that time to stretch. get yourself a little bit fleshed out, you know, your body moving, get that blood flowing, because those stretches can be really, really helpful. Every 60, you know, every 1 to 2 hours, make sure you do it. I'm so glad it helped Dremel. That's why I do it. That's why I do it. To keep myself fresh, but also help the people. I forget to move all the time too. So these breaks are great. You know, I stretch more when I'm on stream because of the breaks. All right, everyone, we're gonna hop back in here. Thank you, everyone, for I hope you joined me in the stretches. I hope you weren't too embarrassed to do the stretches, but for being here with me through all of that. I'm gonna give everyone here 50 points, all 17 of you hanging out with me. I appreciate you. I love that you're here with me, keeping me company, keep me fresh here in my morning, in my wake up in coats. But we're gonna hop back in. We're gonna see if we can get this test passing. We got a little bit of an issue here. Give me 7 seconds here. All right. Yeah, your body loves to stretch, it turns out. Your body loves to stretch. Getting that blood flowing is good. Brain and body are rarely in sync. You're welcome, G. No, I shouldn't say you're welcome. I should say thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being a part of the crew. And thank you for being so kind and so nice and enjoying this moment with me. All right, so we're gonna look at this test. We got an array out of bounds exception, which is a little bit disappointing, but we wrote a test, so now we can sort of go in and figure out what it is. All right, in Level Builder, line 33. Level Builder. Let's see here. If I do this, bring me there. It doesn't always work. Line 33. Okay. Index out of bounds. All right, I don't know what is out of bounds here. I might have to add in. Really shouldn't be this. So it's either this or this. I don't think it's gonna be row, it's the column. If our row not length is less than the column, less than or equal to. Pretty sure that's what we mean. Less than or equal to. All right, because we're going to 0 to the length of it. Let's try that again. All right, we not get an exception this time, but we expected 14, but was 25. I don't know what that means. I think I know what it means. Open airline. We should have 14 platforms, but we have 25 platforms. So that's interesting. That's interesting. So we have 7 columns. We have 2 things here. Yeah. So this, there's something wrong with our parser. That's good to know. It's good to know. We've broken it up into these chunks here. So let's make some of these public and see if we can't figure out more precisely where the error is. All right, but we can actually test parse platforms separately from the other chunk there. And really, this should probably be like internal or something. I don't really like this being public. Maybe I would be more okay with it being public if it was, because no one really should be calling this except for us. But that's okay. That's okay. We'd probably make it an internal, but then our test couldn't find either because it's in a different assembly. So we're just gonna make it public for now. Parse platform, and so we'll be able to write a test for this. All right, so public void test parse platform. And we're gonna make this a test, timeout 5000, description, tests parsing a parsing from a column. Ah, yeah. So test parsing from a column. So our column data sort of looks like this. We can come in here and we can say, string column is equal to asterisk 23 XX, right? So this should be our column here. So we're going to test parsing just this column. We're going to turn this into a queue, our char, column queue. It's going to be a new queue. And then we're going to add all these things in it. So we're going to do column dot select. Oh, hang on. Let's get us some linkage in here using system.link. Column.select. For each one of these, we're going to do column q.enqueue ch. Oh, yeah, we got to get each letter here. Column.select. The argument. Was it for each? Can I do a for each on this? Select. Shouldn't this the character? Oh, and it's because it's not returning anything. It's not returning anything. All right, so I actually want to do a for each here. For each char ch in column q dot in queue ch. A little helper method for this might be nice. So I think I'm gonna write. I'm gonna write a little extension for this in our scripts. All right, so I'm gonna write a folder extensions, and we'll go with a new. It's gonna be our queue extensions. Namespace. SkyDriver. And to be able to turn it into a queue, all right, so we're doing a public static class queue extensions. All right, if you're not aware of extension methods, we're about to write one. If you're not aware of extension methods in C#, this is a very C# specific thing. Go ahead and come on back. Go ahead and come on back. So we're about to do something interesting here. I would like, I love them so much. I would like to be able to take this string and put like 2q here. This is what I want. Link doesn't have a 2q, but I want a 2q here. So I'm gonna write something that takes in sort of an IEnumerable, and maybe it shouldn't be a Q extension. Maybe it should be an IEnumerable extension. I'm calling it Q extensions for now, but I want to have a method that looks like this. So that way I can get a queue of char here. All right. I really, really want this. So essentially I have this code that looks like this. So here's how extension methods work. Here's how extensions methods work. In our queue, you have to have a static class. You have a static class and you write a static method. So a static method is essentially just a function. If you're familiar with functions in other languages, static method is essentially a function. But we can do the following. I'm gonna say I want public static. I want a queue type character. This is my return type. I'm gonna using system. Oh, you have a general extensions where you put all of your extensions in it. That's probably a good idea. System dot collections dot generic. So this is nice because I can teach my students how to do it. So I tend to like rewrite them every time, but I should really have like a captain coder dot extensions that you can have like a namespace. You can get that assembly if you want it. Q, and this is gonna be 2Q, right? So this is gonna take in a string. So normally you'd write a static method like this called to convert, like this. I don't know why that autocomplete happened. All right, 2Q. Takes in a string and it's gonna return a queue of char. All right, and it's gonna do this. It's gonna do this thing here. It's gonna do this thing here, and then at the end of the day we return the column queue, and instead of column here, this is to convert. All right, so this is sort of like the method we want. And so I could, in my builder test here, I could say, okay, well, I'm going to call this method Q, and I got to get to compile real quick. Let's comment this out. Got to get Unity to compile this for me. So I click back over here. Unity, do your magic for me, please. Yes, here we go. All right, so we come on back. We have this method now, and I could do, all right, so bring this in, using SkyDriver.extensions. Is that what I called it? It's just SkyDriver.extensions. Maybe I don't need to do extensions. Let's put in SkyDriver. So now I have Q extensions dot to Q, and I can give it this. All right, and this is going to give me back a Q char column Q. So I could just do it this, and I'd be happy and be fine. Have this helper function, but hang on. If you're in a static class and you have a static method and you put the keyword this in front of your argument, it's like you've added a method to the string class. So now we can do 2Q. Oh, beautiful. This is one of my favorite things about C#. It sort of acts a lot like type classes in Haskell, which I love. So you can sort of like add a type class to something. That's right. So it's sort of a hierarchy here. So I'm in SkyDriver.builder. I actually have access to everything in SkyDriver, right? So that's why I decided, I'm just gonna put it in SkyDriver, so I don't have to import it, and I just have access to it. This can be dangerous too. Like then you have like conflicts. If there was another method somewhere that had 2Q, yeah. So I learned that Builder actually gets all of the stuff from SkyDriver. So as you go down, you sort of get all the things up the chain. I don't know exactly how it compiles down in that way, but I learned that in the last project. So that's a new information for me. I'm pretty new to C# as well. As far as like seriously trying to write anything in C#, I'm pretty new. Yeah, good to know. All right, so now we got this Q here. And so I can actually now, what I want to test, my level builder dot parse platform. It's going to accept a Q, our column Q. And it's going to take in the column. We'll say this is column 0, and our start position is 0. All right. Column 0, start position 0. This should return. Oh, this is interesting. This is telling me that maybe this method isn't defined particularly well, but this should return a platform. All right, so the first platform it returns should actually be, it's telling me I kind of think I want to parse column, which gives me back all the platforms in it. Yeah, I think we actually want to have a better method, because this feels a little bit, for lack of a better word, janky. I don't know, is janky a real word? I'm not gonna ask Google what the define jank. Jank of extremely poor or unreliable quality. All right, jank. Okay, I wanted to be careful. I want this to be a family-friendly string. I want my students to feel comfortable coming here, and I teach mostly 11 to 14-year-olds, or 10 to 14-year-olds. Janky sounds about right, yeah. So this method's kind of janky. You have to give it too much information. Instead I want a, yeah, so instead, this is why it's janky here. I'm doing something here. This is probably why my error's coming through. We're gonna do a public static list of platform parse column. All right, so this here, this actually feels better to me. Maybe we'll still make this taking a Q char, column Q. And we're just saying, okay, well, which column does this happen to be? All right. And then it's gonna do this magic here. So it's gonna do this, I believe. It doesn't need a builder anymore. And instead, we're going to have a list of platforms. We're going to initialize that, and we'll do platforms.add to add. And we'll return platforms at the end. All right, so this helped me realize, oops, that's not what I wanted. I wanted to format there. I'm used to my format being the first option. Let's let this load for a second. Oh, now we gotta wait for all my extensions to, in Power, for my F# to load, even though we're not using F# here. All right, format is what I wanted. Yeah. So while our column q.count is greater than 0, that's why this one should be private. This is like sort of, you know, a secret. Shh, it's a secret in there. Pass the q in, pull out the columns. It actually like exhausts this thing here. Maybe this should actually take in a char array or a string. String might be better for parsing that column. The column to parse. We're going to parse a platform. Let's keep track of the start position. Okay, I think this will be a little bit nicer. I still am not convinced that this is the API I want. But this now we're going to do parse column. And this will be a little bit easier to debug because it should return a list now of platforms. Parse column. Oh, I have to tell it 0. So it's column 0 that we're parsing. And we should be able to say, okay, assert that this has 2 platforms in it, platform.count. And now we can pull out each platform separately. So it should sort of be this one. Right? This should just be platforms. So it pulls out that one. And then also the other one should be an exit, and it is 2 in length and is still column 0 but starts at position 3. Smab, my friend, my OB1. Smab is my OB1. I'm trying to make you proud here, Smab. We are writing some unit tests. So I hope we're making you proud. Here. Got a little, my eye's still leaking. But yeah, hello Smab, how you doing today? It's nice to have you aboard. Platform and platforms. All right, let's test parse platform. Okay, let's give it a shot. Let's run this one here. Expected collection to contain. So it looks like the number of platforms is correct. Exit. Let's make sure our constructor here has the right arguments. Length. Should be using theory. Ooh, Smab teaching me something new here today. I've not heard of theory. I have to look up theory. Would you be willing to send me a link to the documentation on that, Smab? Because I haven't heard of that. And I'm all about doing things well, and not the janky way. As we learned, jank means poor quality. Yeah, I appreciate it. If not, no worries. I can look it up myself. I just thought it would be, while I'm focusing here, we're gonna add a debug here. We're gonna connect the debugger so we can actually see what's inside of platforms here. All right, I think I know what's happening. Maybe not. Maybe I don't know what's happening. All right, but let's take a look. In our test, we're gonna add a debug. We're gonna connect the debugger Let's attach the debugger. Attach. We're gonna enable it for this session. The debugger tends to work pretty well when I am running test. It doesn't seem to work all that great when I'm in play mode though. So that's one thing about test as well. And I'm using, so Unity uses NUnit, by the way, Smab. So if it's XUnit, unit testing with .NET tests. Let's see here. Let's take a looky-loo. A little looky-loo here. So I have to use NUnit essentially, and it's like Unity's version of NUnit. So what I could do, and I've done it before, is you can have like tests with different arguments. Sort of at the top level, I can add in like cases. They have something called a case. So I could do test case right here, and that might be the same thing. That might be the same thing. I'd be interested to know if that's the same thing. All right, so we're gonna run this, and we should get a little debug line. All right, we're in. I feel like the hacker man. We're in. All right, we got 2 platforms, and one of them's length 1. Interesting. Start position 3. Why is it length 1? Okay. And it is the exit type, so something's not quite right here. Let's restart that. It'll have failed. Let's see if we can eyeball it real quick. Well, we're gonna try and eyeball it. See if we can spot it. Here, count starts at 0. Count plus plus. That's kind of interesting. All right, let's put a breakpoint here in parse platform. Parameterized test. Okay, so we can do that. It's slightly inefficient because we're actually going to be parsing out. It's sort of one test. I'm just testing a lot of outputs. And maybe I could write this as a loop or something a little bit better. So I'm not sure. So I'm testing whether or not this parse produces 2 platforms, and one of them is this and one of them is that. And maybe there's a better way to write that test. So it's not really testing a different input. It's one input. Oh no worries. I love being challenged. That's how you get better at something. This is, a lot of people, this is like one of the issues with like debates. People like, I can't be wrong, right? Your code is wrong. Exactly. I like being challenged. That makes me be better. It's like in debates, that's the same thing. It's like, I'm not trying to be right. I'm trying to be better. And we tend to get like so ingrained in our own mindset that it's hard to, see someone else's version. And sometimes there's multiple ways to do a thing. Let's see, what the heck am I doing here? Yes, I was about to run this, and we're gonna go inside a parse platform. See if we can figure out. See if we can get to the bottom of this. All right, so the first time we're coming in, our queue has 5 things in it. We peek and we chunk out. Well, we have a star 1, 2, 3. All right, it pulls out 3. Count was 3. And we're gonna return that new platform. Okay, so we're gonna hit continue here. And we're in a second time. Our column only has 1. Oh, I see the bug. Does anyone see the bug? Does anyone see the bug I have here? It's right here. There's a bug. What should I be doing? We are accidentally removing the next item. All right, so yeah, I need a peek, and then inside of my loop, I got to do a DQ. I thought I was being clever. I thought I was being clever. In here, if it's actually there, we only want to DQ it if we should DQ it. The other option would be like try to put it in. Dramulks, the ultimate goal of debate should be to educate all parties that are participating rather than just winning by being right at all costs. If one gets out without learning why a person thing was right / is correct, then it was a waste, in my opinion at least. I'm trying to be clever, shake my head. I know, don't be clever, don't be clever. You know, if you can afford it, don't be clever. Sometimes you have to be clever. Look, I was just trying to flex for everyone in here, trying to fill up the room. Dramulks, I agree with you. It depends on like what your goal is in the debate. So there's like something fun about trying to debate something that you don't truly believe in. That's a really fun experience. I've had, you know, I try and get my students to do that sometimes. Not in my class all that much, but, and the other thing is, two people can have different opinions that are both, you know, not necessarily wrong. They're just different. You can agree that you have different values, and that's an okay thing too. Well, that said, let's not get political here. We're gonna avoid a politics at all costs. I apologize if this has led to some kind of political discussion. All right, let's see if our test will pass now. Let's see if our tests here will pass. We'll remove these. Politics. We're not going to talk about politics. This is a happy place. This is a place where people can come, relax. Well, and that's how you get better. That's how you strengthen. So I honestly believe that's one of the best ways to strengthen your own beliefs, is say, okay, well, if I was forced to believe this other thing, can I find, you know, why would I be forced to believe that thing? It's how you strengthen your own beliefs. That's how I feel about coding. It's like, I strongly believe that testing is really, really important. Some people don't believe that at all, and that's just something we're going to disagree with. Gramulk says, yes, indeed, but the party that was wrong should at least learn why it was. But yeah, it all gets down to Hegelian dialectics, thesis and antithesis. But yeah, I don't want to get political. Rave says, sometimes wrong is also right. Like you can have a perfect implementation of something code-wise versus some long spaghetti code that's terrible, but you'll continue using the right way for 12 months. Well, 6 months later, the wrong person's working on their next game. Yes, exactly. And Immortal Kid says, testing is for people that write bugs. Just don't write bugs. Just don't write bugs. This is just proof, in my opinion, that testing is a good thing. I did write a bug, but I didn't know I wrote a bug. But this test helped me identify that bug, which was beautiful. It was beautiful here. So writing this simple test, didn't even hit run test. I wish that worked. I got to figure out how to get that work. One thing though is often when you have like a bug coming up, that's usually a sign that maybe I should write a test to identify this bug. But let's see if that fixed our load from string. Did not. It made it worse. Made it slightly worse, but that's also because now our load from string parse platforms should work a little bit differently. Parse platforms actually becomes list of platforms parse column of our column queue. This is, I honestly believe this is like annoyingly messy, and I should come back here. Rave, I like the get it done approach. That's fine for a prototype in a lot of ways, especially in like a game jam. Look, if you go and watch some of my game jam streams for the 3-hour game jams, that's some of the gnarliest, messiest codes I've ever written. Munez also says, it's the classic, it's not working why, it's working why. That's exactly right. I love the, there's like a diagram, I should find it. And then Dramulks, of course, it just works. Have you ever written code and you're like, it works, but I don't know why. I don't know why. This really shouldn't be working. That's always the boozle one. When it doesn't work, you're like, okay, well, it's not working the way I expect it to. Let me analyze this. But when you're looking at something like, this just shouldn't work, and it works, that's the most disturbing. Thumbert Game says all of my code. Exactly, Thumbert, all of your code. Why does it work? Who knows? Who cares? Magic. ChatGPT, write my game for me. Who cares? ChatGPT, generate. You know, I like to think of it as the holodeck problem. Anyone who watches Star Trek, they like go in the holodeck and say, computer, generate a program with the following properties. I want a Sherlock Holmes style mystery that's capable of defeating data. And then of course the computer generates like, you know, somehow manages to generate an AI that is like massively more intelligent than like this incredibly intelligent android. But yeah, so I honestly feel like AI, I've always called it the holodeck problem. The holodeck problem. All right, here we go. Increase, oh, this should be column. And then our builder is gonna be platforms. We get those platforms and we add them to our builder. Add platforms. This, and we'll add this method up here. Public or private void add maybe it should be public void add platforms. Enumerable platform to add and complete crazy for each platform. Platforms. Platform in platforms. Platforms.add platform. All right. Dramos, hey GPT, finish my game for me. Okay, thanks, bye. Exactly. We're living in the future. I remember seeing there's like this interesting, like someone on the street interviewing people about, you know, using the internet and stuff. And a lot of people say, I really wish, I think they need to make programming easier so anyone can do it. And ChatGPT kind of feels like that a little bit. It's such a challenge. Yes, we should make it easier, right? Well, that you know, so Smab, what's interesting is if I'm really curious, and what was it? Not Scratch. Is it called Scratch? No, Sketch. There's a programming stretch by MIT grad student at the time. This is not an MIT. Yeah, I'm thinking of Sketch. Sketch is a programming language. It's programming with holes. So you actually write a unit test, and then you sort of like define some of the code, and you say, hey, using a satisfaction solver, write the rest of the code such that all my unit tests pass. So that's something that I would really like to be able to give ChatGPT, is say, hey, here's a set of unit tests that I need to pass. Here's the definition that I want to pass. Can you write a program that passes these unit tests? That, I think, would be really cool. That's kind of what it's doing a little bit, but it's more wordy, right? But if you could give it unit tests and say, well, keep generating, you know, try and generate in my description until you pass these tests. Okay. All right, I'll let myself. It probably can. I don't think it has like a compiler is the thing, right? You could probably give it some unit tests and ask it to do that, but is it going to actually pass them? I'm not sure. Dramo says, I'm still new to programming, but what I've come to realize is that programming is mostly problem solving and logic. The part that most people are afraid of, from my side, is the syntax. Yeah, so when you sit down at a blank page, it's like getting started. It's like really hard to, you know, if you just have a blank page, what am I supposed to do here? But yes, it's problem solving and logic, but you need to know how to translate that to code. And that's a hard part. And then also at the beginning, there's like a combination of not just translating to code, but remembering all of the syntax and all of that stuff. So it is really, I think the learning curve can be very steep. And so languages like Python tend to make it a little bit easier because they try and remove a lot of the nitty gritty stuff that I find really nice and helpful. Daniel is back from walking the dog. Welcome back, Daniel. How was your walk? All right, I'm gonna have to focus here just to get this test going. I think, let's see what this says. All right, still an issue. Load from file calls load from string, which calls parse queues, which I think is working. We don't know for sure. Parse platforms. Parse platform calls parse column, which I believe is working, but we've written this test is kind of simple. It's not the smartest test here. Let's add in a parse. Let's make this public. We're going to try parse platforms. We're going to try parse platforms and see if that will help us out. All right. Dramulk says, now that AI like ChatGPT, and even before, if you know how to solve the problem, you could look up how to transcribe your thoughts into machine language. Yeah, that's something that I think is really, really nice about ChatGPT is one of the ways I want to use it. So one of the things I do with my students is I give them code that has bugs in it. And I say, this is supposed to work, give them like a high level definition of how it's supposed to work. And then say, here's a unit test that says how it, what it's supposed to pass. This, when it's successful, it'll pass the unit test. Can you debug this? So learning how to debug written code, and you could use sort of ChatGPT to generate sort of like an outline for you. If you're doing ChatGPT stuff, you should almost always have a unit test for it, I think. Smab, they do. I did it on the RPG project. Thumbert Games, take care, my friend. Have a beautiful day. Keep coding, keep growing, keep working on those skills. And remember, you're welcome back anytime. Daniel says, my walk did not go great. I tripped and fell and bruised the plan of my the palm of your dominant hand. Ooh, that sounds rough. That sounds not so fun. I'm sorry to hear that, Daniel. I hope it's not too severe. I hope it recovers quickly. All right, so we're gonna write a test here for parse platforms. See if that's working. All right, so public void test parse platforms. All right, and we'll make this a test here. So you can do the test case. Description tests. Level builder. Enjoy your break, G. I hope you're feeling better. We will have fun coding. We always do. As always, you're welcome back anytime, my friend. Have a beautiful day. Not parse platforms. This is a dumb description, but that's okay. All right, so we got to make a list of queues, of chairs, queues, like this. All right, and then we're gonna add in queues.add. All right, we have this one here. Set in a different one. Let's try bbbff.toQueue. And then we'll also add in, it wants me to do it in the this syntax. It wants me to do it this way. I do like this syntax, but sometimes I'm just not used to it. My brain was in Java for so many years that it doesn't like doing this. Although I think this is actually like a nicer way to do it. All right, and then let's do an SSS space. And we'll also add in that first one actually. xx.2q. And then we are going to call, this is going to give us back a level builder equals level builder.parse platforms. This should probably give me back a big list of platforms rather than a builder. So I think I'm going to change that as well. It's gonna take in my queues. So I think I like this, not to return a level builder, but instead give me a list of platforms back. And it's going to combine these platforms together. So we'll have a list, platform, Bilber, Big Baller. Hello, my friend. Welcome back. Welcome back. The captain welcomes you to the crew. How are you doing today, Big Baller? It's nice to see you again. Get a new here. And this is going to add in, we're going to add in the range. So do platforms.add range like this. Return platforms. Echo link using a variable in PHP. I'm not sure. So what I will say though, I won't, I'm right in the middle of something. But if you're on the Discord, and this goes for anyone, I will do my best on the Discord. We have this Ask for Help channel. I should change this to a forum. But go ahead and post your question and ask for help, and I'll do my best to get to it and help you out. I'm not sure I understand the question completely. Can you tell me how to echo link using variable in PHP? Probably. If you phrase your question a little bit more clearly, I think I could. So if you say like, I have a program and I want it to do this exact thing, and here are my inputs, and this is the output I'm expecting, I could probably help you out. But if you join the Discord, if you're not already joined, and post in the Ask for Help, I'll be happy to help you out. And I'm sure there's some other people that'd be willing to help you as well. Daniel found some medical tape. Good. Be able to help your hand. I hope that makes sense, Big Baller. Oh, yeah, we should be able to do that. Post it in my Discord, and I'll get back to you. Because I don't think it should be too hard. Yeah, I don't know if I'll get to it today because I haven't quite finished what I'm working on. But maybe if I get to a nice spot, I'd be happy to, Big Baller. Yeah. Please ask the question on my Discord so I'll remember. And at the very least, I'll get back to you on the Discord. All right, parse platforms takes in a list, or takes in the queues and produces a list of all the platforms it's going to add. We loop through here. Part of me wants to change this to a for loop, a traditional for loop. We're going to do it this way. For int column equals 0. Column is less than column queues dot count column plus plus. I think it's going to make more sense. And we'll say queue of care column queue equals column queues of column. And then we can get rid of this variable. It becomes call. Okay, I think I like that fine. Let's think here. Parse platforms. Yeah, I apologize. I'm in the middle of something right now. But I'd love to help you if I get a chance. If I get a chance to breathe, or if I just need a break from what I'm doing, I'll try and help you out too. So now this, we're gonna get a list here of platforms, and then we should be able to do a new level builder platform. So we'll make a constructor for our level builder. Dramolks, thanks for hanging out. Have a beautiful day, my friend. As always, you're welcome back anytime. We'll see you again soon. So we're gonna make a constructor for our level builder here. Public level builder. List of platforms. And this is actually gonna, rather than doing it this way, I'll make this read only. We'll initialize this during construction. Platforms equal to platforms.toList. We'll make a copy. Okay. All right. See if that builds for us. We do have an error still. Parse platforms. That's because we changed this to give us back a list of platform. Like that. Oh. Daniel says, found a Band-Aid. So it should cushion some stuff when touching, especially for control. Yeah, having a pain in your hand is awful. I'm so sorry that I'm so sad, that you've fallen and hurt your hand. Hopefully that helps. Oh, that helps. Platforms. Right, so what we want to do is this should contain 6 platforms. So we're going to assert dot r equal 6 and cues dot count, not cues dot count. This should be platforms dot count. All right. Make sure that contains that. What's next? Assert that they are equal. We should have 6, and then we should contain this. So this is column 0. We should have something similar. This should be our boost. It should be 3 long. This is now in column 1. And then fire. This is 2 and it's in column 1. And it has a length of, starts at 3. Yes. All right. And then this one. All right, so what we'll do here is I'm going to put a little comment above so we can see what the columns here are. Like that. And this should be column 2. And this one is sticky and none. All right. Let's see if this test passes. I'm guessing it's not going to pass. My guess is this, there's a bug in here. Let's see if we can find it. Hey, that passes. That passes, which is slightly disturbing. So our load from string is failing. Is it? Or did it fix it? Why does it have 44? Why does it have 44 here? Why does it have 44 in it? This is fascinating. So my 2Q must be broken. That's the only thing I can think. It's not converting it to Qs properly. The only thing I can think here. So I must have something wrong here. No, I'm getting, it's taking in, I wrote a load from string. Yeah. So parse cues is, I think is what's going wrong here. So I think, the part that should have been relatively simple is clearly the problem. And really, we can simplify this a little bit now, actually. So this is actually saying start at 0 and then have 7 elements. So the argument system is the start number and count. So this should have 7 things in it, which is the number we want. So we want 7 cues. But really I've done something. I've implemented some helpers here that should make this a little bit better. So we can actually do this. I believe we can do level data dot select. All right. So we're actually going to take, this is going to be each one of these is a row. Oh, that's interesting. Each one of these is a row. That's why we're doing it this way. We need to convert column cues. Does string have a transpose method? Or does array have a transpose level? No, there's not a transpose. I want to transpose. Just if I transpose it, it'd be really, really easy. So we have an array of level data. Well, let's write a test and then I'm going to re-implement this because it's clearly broken. But the test should be relatively simple. Let's write a test. Let's write a test. We should have written a test first anyway. All right. Public void test parse queues. Here we go. Test timeout. Description test level builder dot parse queues. Make that public. Okay, so we will have this. This is like what we're expecting. Oh, we can pass this in. Okay, so we pass this in. So this will be level builder dot parse queues on our simple level. This will give us back a list of queue of care queues. All right. No join on this. It's actually taking in our arrays. All right, so the idea is we want to turn each column into a queue. And we should get that, they should come back in the correct order as well, right? So we should be able to do the following. Say queues at index 0 dot, we should be able to do string dot join like this. Can we do a join there? Yeah. So assert dot r equal star 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 xx. And then we can do this for each column. All right, so this should be space ff. This should be bbbt. This should be fffbb. And this should be xxx star star. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4. What's going on here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What have I missed? 1, 2. Well, I missed a whole thing here. S space should be 2, and then we got TTTSS for 3, FFFBB for 4, XXX star star for 5. Why am I unable to count here? XF. Oh, I missed one more. My brain can't handle it. This would be BBBTT. And this is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. XF T space SB star and then star space BSTFX. Okay. So this is going to turn these all. This is sort of our test here. Can it turn these into queues? Daniel says, I still wonder why color used from 0 to 1 F in script, while editor by default 0 to 255. Why not just make the code? So Daniel, there's actually, let's see, do I have color? Dot. So there is one you can do. New color 32. Yeah, so you can do it this way. So if you do color 32, you can do it this way where you give it the hex. So it'd be like X, F, 0x, A, 0x, B, and then 0x, F. You could do it this way. So I ran into the same problem where it wanted like 1 to F, but if you do a 32, you give it the RGB A values this way. So this is super useful. All right. I hope that's helpful. I'll leave this here on the screen for a second. I'm going to take it out. But yeah, color 32. Take a look at that. It accepts bytes and not integers though. And Immortal Kid says space queues. Since the space is throwing you off, would using a period to mark it be better? Maybe, probably, but when I look at it in the ASCII, the space represents like a hole, and I like that. But if I put a dot there, I think it's going to blend in too well. Instead, we can just, you know, get good. We can just get good. I'm fairly certain this is going to fail. But now we'll see why. It didn't reverse it. It didn't reverse it, which is interesting. That shouldn't be the only problem, though. Well, we took out the part where it was reversing it. Hang on, let's go back. So we had done that before. Oh, I know why that wasn't happening. We had done string, or we'll do level data equals level data dot reverse to array. That should get us there. It's like the lazy way. Well, we're gonna not do that then. Oh, okay. That makes sense. All right, so then in fact, these should be the other way around. Yeah. So in fact, parses queues. Hang on. I think I want the reverse to actually happen here rather than here. And this will just be dot split text dot split on new lines. I think that makes sense. Does that make sense? Yeah, because we want to read it this way. Save and load system. You've never made one, Biotest. Bio, welcome back, my friend. Happy Thursday. Okay, so our queues thing works. My brain, my achy brain. Yes, it makes sense because the entry point is load from string, which takes in the top-down map. Yeah. Test runner. You can get to it if you go Window, General, Test runner. It's a little tricky to get it working because your program has to be built into assemblies, and then you have to understand sort of play mode and edit mode testing are slightly different. And you have to, your project needs to be an assembly at that point. So it's a little tricky to get working if you haven't done it. I should really make a video on it. Right now, the way I've done it is give students sort of a template project that comes with the assembly sort of set up ahead of time. Okay, so what's interesting is my parse queues is working. So like my brain doesn't understand. My brain doesn't understand why I'm getting 44 back on this. I should have 14. Why am I getting 44? It's like going across or something. Whew. Oh, we had a follow. Andy Trabo. So sorry I missed the follow. I was so ingrained in what I was doing. Happy Thursday, my friend. Welcome aboard. Do not hesitate. I'm a computer science teacher. Do not hesitate to ask questions. Bring me questions. I love to hear them. But I apologize for missing that follow. Happy Thursday, my friend. Happy to have you aboard. Welcome to the crew. Did this just magically start working? It did. So there was a bug in my parse queues. Oh, we fixed the bug in my parse queues. My parse queues were just loading in wrong. right? Remember, we did fix the bug where my parse queues should have been reversing stuff. So we did fix it. But now it's working. Run all the tests. Okay. All right, we've done it. We've done it. We've solved the world. Okay. All right, first try. First try. Okay, we've been going for 2.5 hours here. We're gonna take a quick break. I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna go for another hour. But let's solve it off. Let's see here. Big Baller, are you still here? Big Baller, my friend, are you still here? All right, we got this done. We're gonna strike that off the list. Boom. Save. Yes, I'm ready for your question, my friend. I'm gonna take a quick break. But stick around. I'm gonna get myself a little bit of tea. I finished my coffee. I'm gonna stick around, hold tight. We're gonna get you going, and we're gonna see if we can get an Ahrefs working in PHP. But I'll be back, hopefully in 3 minutes. My tea takes a little while to brew, but I'm gonna get some more tea, and I'll be right back. So hang tight, my friend. But we just finished this. We got this working. So before I head off, well, actually, I'll be back. Hang tight, everybody. I'm rambling. I'm good at that. All right, sorry for the delay, but we're back. We've got some tea to keep our throat moist when we're chatting. All right, Big Baller says, I have two variables. Path is the actual path. File name is the name of the file. I want to echo the file name with its link. Okay, so let's get a Replit open here. Give me a second to log into Replit so we can do some PHP. I don't have PHP installed on this computer. Daniel says, gonna eat some pancakes with curd filling. That sounds delicious. That sounds delicious. All right, so we're gonna get a PHP here. PHP. Let's see if this works. All right. All right, it's loading. All right, we got some PHP-ness. You're excited for Saturday. What's on Saturday, Daniel? Or are you just looking forward to the weekend? All right, let's see if it'll load for us. I meant to log in with a different account. Hang on. I think I have a different account. I'm gonna log in and give me a little bit beefier system. Or is there like PHP Playground? Tape Playground. Let's see. Okay, it looks like this site might let me just do some stuff. What do I do here? Just type your PHP on the left, press Control Enter, and that's it. All right, Control Enter, saves and runs it. Okay, so let's see. Big Baller. Is my mic on? Yeah, it is. It is. All right, we have a variable called path, and we might have something here that's like some path to file, some path like this, and then the file name, and then you have a file name which is, you know, file.txt. Does this look sort of correct to what you have? And you want to echo, specifically you want to echo. I think I already have said, but maybe not on Daniel says, I think I already said it, but maybe not. On Saturday, I'll be celebrating reaching 150 followers. That's right. Congratulations on your 150. I'll be doing a 6-hour stream where I mostly just be playing random games. Nice. Rave, Rave, welcome back. Welcome back. Rave is a PHP expert. So if anyone doesn't know, Rave is a PHP expert. He's been programming in PHP for almost 97 years. And knows everything there is to know about it. All right, so we want to echo. All right, so and I could be wrong here. You want to echo something like this: ahref equals path file name. I'm curious if this will work. Link. PHP is a programming language. Let's see, does that even work? Okay. And then we could do .path, .file name, Is this what you're looking for, Big Baller? So the dot operator is sort of concatenate. You want to be careful with this. If you're letting users specify these things, if you have a double quote in your name, this could be trouble. If you have a double quote in your name, this could be trouble. All right. But I think, so the dot here is how we concatenate. And I used a single quote for my string because I wanted to use a double quote on the inside of the string. But I hope this is helpful. But yeah, dot says basically combine the strings together. I think that's what it is, concatenate. I'm not a PHP expert. We'll have to ask Rave if this is correct. Rave's been using PHP since 1907. Wow. That's amazing. Over 100 years. All right. It is working. Beautiful, my friend. We're going to go and post a link to that. So happy we could help you out, Big Baller. Thank you for bringing your questions. Happy to help you. Happy we got them. All right. But happy Thursday, my friends. All right. Since everyone withstood coming with us on that journey. You waited for me to come back. You were here through the break, through me getting tea, and you're still here. Here's a bonus 50 points for you. 15 points to the 15 people who wanted to hang out with me. I don't know if all 15 people are watching. My count says 9. So we got some chat lurkers, which is okay. Smab's not here. But happy Thursday, everyone. We're gonna keep going for another 40-ish minutes. 40-ish minutes. We're gonna see what we can get done in 40 minutes. We got our test passing, which makes me smile. Makes me very happy. Glad to hear it. Yeah, so you know, it's fun to just hang out, work on your projects, get some time in. But no worries. I think really there's just some bots in my chat here. It says 15 users. That's a little bit hard to believe. It's a little bit hard to believe. We'll give you some bonus points there. We've got ourselves. We haven't done anything in our scene here, but we managed to put together our assemblies. All right, so we did a bunch of stuff. Probably should have broken this up into a couple commits. But feet. I went through and I banned a bunch. So I found a list of bots. So there's like a website where you can get a list of bots and you can just ban them all, which worked pretty nicely. But I think there's some, you know, every day there's a couple more bots that find their way in. I guess they're not hurting anyone, but something about it just doesn't feel quite right. So feature really isn't a feature. This was like a chore and a work in progress. It's a combination of things. Go tests. Implement level builder tests. All right. Includes adding in 3 assemblies. 3 assemblies. 1 SkyDriver assembly. 2 edit mode test assembly. And 3 play mode test assembly. Beautiful. Commit. Sync it up. All right. Beautiful. Where were we? What's our next one? Implement a level builder controller. So we're going to add this in. I highly doubt we'll finish this, but the idea is a level builder controller has a level builder, and it can basically, you know, we're going to give it a string and click a button and it generate the level for us. That's the idea. That's all our hopes and dreams. Daniel finished up eating, setting up your stream. Good luck, my friend. Good luck. What'd you have? I'm curious. I'm a bit of a foodie. I like good food. I like to know what other people eat. Inspire me with their Quizno delights. Quizno, is that a word? With the cuisine that they eat. Something weird's going on. That's fascinating. It's because it's orthographic there. We see the end. I'm laughing because in my scene I see that background over there because on the canvas just makes me laugh. Very funny to me. Okay. Here we go. We are going to go into our scripts controller, create a folder for our builder. And that's going to be our new level builder controller. And a level builder controller is going to have a private level builder. What's interesting, all right, let's put this in the namespace as well. I actually think that our level builder is serializable. It's only using lists and like basic type, so it should be serializable, which is interesting. So we might be able to like fiddle around with it, but not namespace, SkyDriver.builder, like a this, like a so. Get it in there, get it to build. And we can have a private level builder. And let's go ahead and serialize this. I'm curious on our level builder. Can we make you serializable? Oh, because this is, I'd have to make this not read only, which I think will be okay. And then platform will need to be serializable. Serializable. If I do this and I make these all have private setters. Private set field serializable. Oh, sorry, this would be Unity engine.serialize field. All right. And our level builder, if we make this serial system.serializable. We serialize field. Probably should pick one or the other, right? Using system. Let's just import them both. No conflicts here. All right. Import it here. There we go, like so. Platforms. Okay, this is interesting. I'm curious now. Don't need my test open. Switch to that, can shrink that out. Level builder controller. We should be able to kind of, like, in our editor add, I'm curious what this will look like. Create an empty, this can be our level builder. Put it in the middle, all right. Level builder controller, and our builder has platforms. Yeah, we can like add a platform to it, which is interesting. This feels very, very painful to do. Instead, I want to build a custom editor that will allow us to like provide a string, and then you hit a button that will load it into the builder, right? So that's really what you want. So our level builder controller. Maybe I add a component called level data, which is just a string. Also, I could do, yeah, I think I want to add a custom editor here. So the idea is the custom editor will have a text, like an input box where you can sort of paste the text in, maybe select the file, and then you click a button that says like load platforms or like load builder, and it will generate this thing here, which should also be serializable, I think. But the idea is it also needs to have a private transform platform container. All right, so this is going to be where it puts everything. Right, so it's essentially going to be this obstacles thing is going to be this. So when the level boots up, it's going to just kill that, drop everything out of there, and then load it up with all of the platform data here. It's also going to need like a platform database that knows how to, given a type, knows how to select it. So there's like little things that are, cogs are moving here in my head as far as how to get this done. Yeah, this is going to be good. It's going to be good. Question is, where do I really want to start here? I think it feels very, very painful to manually load this up. So I think I could do something like this though. Just for testing things. I can do protected void awake. All right. Builder equals new level
level builder dot load from string, simple level. I think I could do it this way. I'm gonna go to my level builder test, and we will do this. VS Code wanted to autocomplete for us. All right, so this should get it loaded, and then I can sort of copy that in play mode and then paste it afterwards. I'm pretty sure I could do this. All right, so my builder here should build out, and it has my 14 platforms, so I don't have to manually do it. Should be able to copy this. All right, now when I stop here, should be able to paste, and now I have them all. All right, so neat little hack. Neat little hack. Something, you know, not so pro tip. This has happened to everyone. You're in play mode and you've been editing stuff, and you know, suddenly you realize you're in play mode and you're like, oh no, if I hit stop play mode, everything's gonna die. You can actually, you know, select your element from the inspector and do like a copy, and then like save it somewhere and copy it, and then when you exit play mode, you paste, it'll actually have all of those values for you. So if you've done a bunch of editing, you can actually sort of do like a, you know, select everything, copy, and then create a little sub object or something, and then paste it in there to pull things out, so you don't lose it. Little hack there. But yeah, I think every Unity developer's done it. Moon is, I'm calling the Twitch police. We got a hacker on our hands. Exactly. All right, so we got this. You have to copy a dozen. Yeah, it's painful. We've all done it. Another not so little pro tip is setting your tint to something that's a little bit more obvious, so you know you're in play mode. Yeah, so mine has this like grayish tint. It has a tint by default. It's just not particularly easy to notice. But yeah, real quick, everyone. If you want to know how to add a tint to your play mode in Unity because you've been sad before, we're gonna do that. Hit edit. All right. If you're on Mac, it's in, you know, you got to get to preference. On Macs, it's the you know, Unity button and then preferences, not edit it. But if you're on Windows, it's edit preferences. And I forget exactly where it is. I think it's probably in general, but if we just, oh no, it's in colors. Search for colors. And then you have tint, play mode tint. All right. And if you can see what color it is here, and you can just fiddle around with it. Your play mode tint. Where's my tint? Tint. I lost it. Play mode tint. And you can sort of adjust this how you want. Yellow is pretty good. You can adjust the, you know, various little things on here. Can I undo? Did I just ruin my life here? I really liked the color I had settled on before. This is okay. I think this will be fine. All right. So not too bad. Set that tint. Make it nice and obvious that you're in play mode. It won't prevent you, but you know, again, as I always say, you are as a pro, you are your own worst enemy when you're programming. And if you can baby proof something, because we're all just really baby programmers, you got to baby proof it. Save yourself from yourself. All right, fun little tip. Not so pro tip. I don't want to say pro tips. All right, Mooniz can give you pro tips. Mooniz is a pro. I'm not qualified to give pro tips, so I give not so pro tips. Okay, so we got our level builder here. When this boots up, all right, so we're gonna need sort of like a dictionary of our types that we want to do. So I'm gonna create another prefab here. And this is gonna be our prefab. This is our platform database. All right, and our platform database is basically going to have a script attached to it. So we're going to create a script for our platform database. This is going to be scripts, create a new folder. Mooniz, pro tip of the day. Mooniz is pro tip of the day. Write a script to change the tint continuously in a pattern of a rainbow. That way it's running. That wouldn't be distracting at all. Also have a sound effect every time it's red.
That way you will never do things in play mode again. That's true. If you're in play mode, if you're never in play mode, you completely eliminate the chance that you will have a bug from doing stuff in play mode. Let's see here. What am I doing? I want this to be our database. I'm gonna just create a folder called database. Oh, and real quick, I haven't given a shout out yet. Real quick, we're gonna give a shout out to Moonniz here. I like to talk Moonniz up. Moonniz, everyone come back to the chat. If you're lurking, come on back. Come on back. Open up that chat just for a moment. Open up that chat just for a moment. Click that little heart. Give Moonniz some love. Moonniz is a real game developer. Unlike me, I am not a real game developer. I'm a computer science teacher, but I'm very, very new to Unity. I've basically been using Unity for like 2 months, really. 1 month. We're still in January. About a month seriously using Unity. I did a little bit at the end of December. Everything before that was very, very hacky. I didn't want to learn anything. 3-hour, 2-week game jams, very fast. Moonniz knows what he's talking about. Go check him out. Check out that stream. Some good stuff over there. Making a Metroidvania like library, which is really, really cool. Really, really interesting. So go check out Moonniz. He's our resident Unity expert. So thank you for all of your help, Moonniz. All right, we're gonna add a database here. And this is sort of a not dumb, but this little thing here. So this is gonna be our platform database. Namespace SkyDriver.builder. It's gonna be part of our builder here. Public class platform database. It's gonna be a mono behavior. Thank you. Thank you. All right, let's get this to build real quick. And so the idea with our platform database, it has a list of all things. Of course, Moonniz, I appreciate all the help you give me pretty much every day. Moonniz might be my #1 fan, which I appreciate. Let's see. Check those points, Moonniz. Are you still #1? I'd be curious if you're still my #1 fan. I suspect you are. Moonniz is still ranked #1 with 5,393 points. 5,393. That's a lot of points. It's a lot of points. Let's see here. Platform database is going to have a public. Essentially, we want a list of entries, right? So this is going to be. We have an idea of a database entry. That's how it works, right? Yeah. So we have. So we're going to do another class here. Platform database entry. And we'll actually just call this entry on the inside here. We're going to create a class, an inner class here, because it's related to our platform database. And an entry is going to have 2 properties. It's going to have public entry. We'll make it private. Private. You can't just construct an entry. And it has, can't just construct one on your own. It's going to have 2 properties. It's going to have a public, platform. All right, so going from a platform type. All right, we need to go from a platform type. This is, so the idea is this is like a, this isn't like a Postgres database. The idea is this is like a way to look stuff up. So when I say database, it's sort of this idea of you can access things. Find the different platforms. Given a platform type, we want to be able to find the game object associated with it, right? So in this case, it's going to be a game object, and we might zoom in on this to be the actual platform prefab. Okay, so we want to be able to find these things, and this is just going to have a public. It's going to have like a dictionary, but list of entries. All right, and we have to do it this way so it shows up in the inspector nicely for us. Platforms.
Get private set. And let's go ahead and add this in here. We're going to import the and field serialized field. Okay, so the idea is we can come in here and like it works this way. It's not connected to a database, but you could like swap it out to be connected to a real database. That's the idea. So our platform database has hang on. This needs to be serializable. Serializable. Using system. Serializable. And let's make these properties. Get private set. Get private set. Then we want to serialize these as well. Did that work for us? Come on. Yeah, so now we have these platforms. The idea is we have a way to look these up. So I can come in here and say, okay, my none platform, I don't know exactly what I'm gonna do with that, but my generic platform, I'm gonna make a prefab for that. So if I come into my original scene here, all right, we're gonna make this our prefab for our platform. So we'll rename it here. This can just be generic. Okay. And that's sort of the generic platform. And so in our database now, in our platform database, so it's not like a SQL database. A database is just a place that stores information that you might want to access easily. Not necessarily easily, but access. So now in our platform database, our generic, whenever we have a generic platform type, we pull this thing out. Ooh, can right click on an object and go to properties. Ooh, I did not know that. I did not know that. Mooniz gets some bonus points there. That's worth 50 points. Thank you so much. I did not know about that. I did not know about that, and that's really cool. That's super helpful. Yeah, so usually what I do is I just lock the inspector, but this is so much better. So I can actually do this. Is this my, hang on. I can do properties. This is my platform database. And so now I can sort of have this database open here. Can I make you bigger? And add things to it. So each one of these sort of need to have one. I need to have like a blank prefab as well. So for my none at some point, but boost, this becomes my boost platform. This becomes my fire platform. All right, my sticky platform. All right, we're gonna have to do a couple more. None, we got to figure out what we're going to do for none. Basically, I have an idea for like getting rid of the bumpiness here, but we're not going to have quite enough time. Exit is going to be sort of our exit tunnel. So we sort of need to make a prefab that has like a path underneath and a tunnel as well. I'm going to move this into my obstacles. I might rename that platform, but our tunnel also should have a generic platform underneath it. So we're going to add this in here as well. Transform. Oh, I like this. Moonness, my friend. Thank you so much for that. I had no idea that existed, and that makes me happy. Generic, why did it put it all crazy? I'm going to have these both be aligned. 0, 0, 0, tunnel. Interesting. My tunnel. I wonder if, oh. Yeah, that's going to save me so much time. I had no idea it existed. I'm really, really happy with that. That's a cool little feature to learn about. Our tunnel. This is interesting. Because now everything's going to be sort of based on, if I set this to 1.
I'm gonna have to figure this one out, but and I'll mess around with it. But this should like appear. We want a platform underneath, so I'm gonna have to fiddle around with that. I think I played with the size and stuff. I might end up making a new one, but the idea here is I have a tunnel. All right, I have a tunnel here like this, and it's broken. It's definitely broken. And then I need to duplicate this tunnel here. This will be exit, and so this one would be exit. Yeah, so that's what I was saying, Muniz. There's gonna be something I have to do there because I didn't realize that my tunnel is like top level. I need there to be like a parent object above this one. So I'm a little bit, it's a little bit broken. All right, so we have an exit. We're gonna also have a tunnel one, but this is just sort of how the database is gonna be set up. Then we should have one more for none. And the way none's, so we're gonna work a little bit. For now, none, we're just gonna have be none, like this. And so it won't place a game object, but we'll fix that later. So I have this database so I can look things up. We only have 10 minutes left. I gotta stop in 10 minutes because I have work. So I'm trying not to get too far here. No, I want to get as far as I can, but I want to get too involved in something that's gonna take more than 10 minutes. So I have like my database set up. I'm gonna have to fix all of these. I want to rename this folder platforms. All right. And I'm realizing one of the platforms we need is sort of like our cube, like the block there, but we'll add that in later as we go. But the idea is that my level builder needs to have a platform database. It needs to know, okay, given all the platforms in my level, I need to look up in the platform database. I need to take the type and use that information to render it. So my platform database needs to be in here. Serialize field. And so this is why I wanted the prefab, because now, and this is gonna be really, really janky, put things in weird places. My platform database comes here. Just put that in there and say, okay, now I need to be able, I know how to look things up. I know how to look things up. Do I though? Do I? I wanted in my platform database, it's gonna now have a way to look these things up. So it needs a method that's public, hang on. My brain can do it. I can do it. Game object. Get platform. All right, so it's going to take in a platform type, or it might even take in a platform, and then it sort of like constructs it in the way it needs to be. Platform, and then transform parent. All right. Yeah, I think it's going to work this way. And this is why I want a dictionary. I need to go find in my type, so we can cheat a little bit, but I need to be able to quickly, given a platform type, I need to go find the entry inside of my platform entries. All right, so maybe this should be called. I'm not going to rename this; it'll break out here. Instead, I'm going to add in a dictionary. Private dictionary from type to entry. Lookup. All right, it's gonna have a getter but no setter, so we're gonna generate this platform that doesn't exist. So it's gonna be like a lazy lookup, and we're gonna have a backing field of the same type. This is going to be called our platform lookup. It's a property. Properties should be capitalized. Typically, they're not private, but this one, we're going to make an exception. Like this. And we're going to say if lookup is null, we're going to initialize it. Otherwise, we're going to return lookup. All right, so right here, we're going to initialize it. And so to initialize it, we just loop through all of the entries. So we say for each
entry E in platforms. First, we got to say lookup is going to be equal to a new dictionary. And then we loop through each one of these and say lookup of E dot type is equal to E. Platform type. Ooh, this should be a platform type. Not a type, a platform type. There we go. So the first time we need it, it will load it. So this is called a lazy loader. And you can use properties to get yourself to have a lazy loader. And I think there's some way to do it that doesn't do that, but we're not sure. Now, when we go to get the platform, it's pretty easy. We're gonna do the following. We say platform lookup of platform dot type. All right, so it's gonna be our entry. We can go get that entry. Then we're gonna make a copy of it. So it's gonna be a instantiate. All right, we're gonna instantiate entry dot prefab. So it's gonna instantiate the prefab, and we're gonna put it inside of the parent. And now we'll have a reference to it. Game object ref. This should be our actual platform game object. And we sort of need to position it based. So this is where the positioning is going to be wrong because it's always based off center. But the idea is that we're going to scale our Z. All right, so we're hopefully going to have it set up in a way that if we do platform game object dot scale, all right, or dot transform dot scale, set scale. All right, we're gonna do the scale, and it's gonna be a new vector 3. X is 1, Y is 1, and then Z is actually gonna be our platform dot length. All right, so it's gonna scale it based off the length. So like 1 unit. If it's longer to be 2, so you want it to be 2 long, that sort of thing. And we might end up having this have a multiplier of some kind. Okay. And then we're going to return platform game object. We also got to position it. So the position will be interesting. I don't know if local scale is right. I kind of want, I think it might be like global scale, but I think this will work okay. I think we can make this work. And then the position will be interesting. It'll be platform game object dot position. Oh, sorry, transform dot position. Going to be a new vector 3. The X I think is easy because this should be our platform dot column. So if everything's 1 unit wide, we can do it by the column. Our Y will always be 0. And then the Z, it's sort of like the center. But for now we're going to say platform dot start position, which is wrong. This is going to be wrong. We need to do some math to make it so that the center of the platform is calculated based on its length. But this is going to get us started so that we can finish in about 4 minutes here. Just going to get us started on that. All right, so our platform database knows how to get the platform, given a platform and a transform to store it in. It'll get us a platform and like resize it in that way. And this might not be appropriate for this class. So I might end up pulling this out and putting it somewhere else. Yeah, it won't be too hard to do. We have to do a little bit of math to do it. But with 4 minutes left, I don't trust my brain to handle it. So here's what we're gonna do. On awake. We are gonna get our ending the stream with bugs. It's the best. Yes. It's like a cliffhanger, Moonness. We keep the anticipation. People are like, well, I need to know how it ends. I'm going to have to be there tomorrow. First thing.
It's actually the way to do it. It's the way to get people anticipating it. Let's see here. I want to take my builder and loop through. So we're going to do on the next episode of Captain Coder Z. Exactly, Rave. We've got our builder dot platforms. So we actually need to kill all the so this is going to be crazy because it's going to put our ship in a weird spot, I think. But we're going to do platforms container. So for each transform child in. So this is, all right, so context is important here. We're going to kill all the children inside of platforms container. Context is important here, but we want to kill is the wrong. We want to destroy all the children. We're not going to kill them. We're going to destroy them. We're going to destroy all these children's game objects. All right, so we want to destroy them all. So we're going to empty it out. And we're going to put this somewhere else later. But for now, just to hopefully demonstrate. Hopefully demonstrate. And then we're going to say for each platform P in builder.platforms, we are going to use our database. Oh, where's our database? Did I not? I thought I added. Did I not add a database to our level builder? Yeah, it's right there. Oh, did I add it to the... I think I added it to level builder, not level builder controller. Level builder doesn't need it. Our level builder controller needs the database. And we might make like a singleton for that. That almost, makes sense there. All right, so we gotta reattach. Yeah, let's come to our level builder controller. Reattach. All right, our ship's gonna fall through the world here, I'm pretty sure. Unless we change its start position. Although, maybe not. We'll be all the way on the left. All the way on the lefts. So it'd be 0, 1, 2, 3 is the middle. We'll see. We'll see if that's right. All right, so we're going to go through all these platforms, and we're going to do our platform database dot get platform P, and then the parent is our platforms container. Enjoy your lunch, Rave. Enjoy your lunch. Looking forward to your stream. Anyone who isn't following Rave, Rave is the mastermind. Shout out, Rave. I can't do it. Shout out, Rave. There we go. Click that little heart. Give Rave some love. Rave is the one that made the tunnel model and the ship model for this game. So thank you so much, Rave. Thank you very much for your efforts. We appreciate them here. But we're gonna go through. We're gonna get the platform. Add them in. All right. Let's see here. If I click play, or Z. All right, we're gonna click play. Get our yellow. It did a thing. It added some stuff. None was not found. None was not found. That makes sense. I didn't put a none in there. Okay. And I think the scale's 1.1 is what we should do. That's okay. Let me put the ship at 0. All right. It kinda did a thing. I think it crashed. It found none. All right, so we got to make. Let's set my Y a little higher so that we start up above. My Y should start out. Hang on, platform database. My Y is 0. Scale 1.1. Or no. So it should be 1.1, and then we'll scale it in the prefab itself. Column start position. We want to do a thing where if we get none. Hang on. In my database for now, none is just going to be generic. None generic. All right, let's try that for now. All right, look. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right, it did a thing. All right, clearly we got to do some maths. We got to make it work. But we made a lot of progress today. I'm really, really happy with where we're at. Next time on Captain Coder Z, we are gonna finish our level loader. This could probably be a level loader. But we'll be back tomorrow. Let's see, tomorrow's Friday. Tomorrow's a shorter stream. But we'll be back tomorrow, same time as usual. Everyone, thank you so much for hanging out. It's been lovely. Really enjoyed it. We're gonna find someone to raid here. Let's see, who do we have? Oh, we're gonna go raid Clayman. Let's make sure Clayman's actually still working. We love Clayman Dev. Make an epic hero game. All right, raid. Clayman Dev. You're welcome, Muniz. Thanks for hanging out. Oh, and we got to give everyone some little bit of points. Add points for hanging out. You made it to the end. Here's 50 points. Have a beautiful day. My friends. And we'll see you next time. As always, keep coding, keep growing, keep developing those skills, and you're welcome back anytime.